They don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still to the sauce with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof, I'm a lie about a motor. No proof, like I always wanted him. I never hated him. I never traded him. And if I did, I never ever traded him. You know what is a star? Like another city, the driver's like Florida. Wish I could large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, and cute as could be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody.
Morning.
I'm very excited. Very excited.
What happened?
Just a little over an hour's time. The greatest radio game known to man. That's a win.
Yeah.
That's a loss. Miami Dolphins 2024 edition, as the schedule is out.
I will not be partaking in this.
Oh, you're gonna partake. You're
No,
gonna partake. This is the year you should partake. You know, we
Yeah.
we have the Leroy Bowl going on this year.
Yeah, I'll be.
We have the Leroy Bowl this year, a critical game late in the season, Leroy, just to wet our whistle. You know, for this game in particular, a Sunday night football game. Dolphins at Browns, December 29th. Oopsies. I know, right? I got to tell you something.
You ain't got to tell me. Hey, you got to tell me nothing. I was there.
Marcos, I got to
Yes.
tell you. You may be onto something with this Tua contract. I'll tell you something. The football gods have laid down the proving ground for one Tua Tagovailoa to end this season. Because last year, hey, this should have been a layup line for the Dolphins. All these home games right there for you. Yes, bodies fell apart, but it was right there for you. Right there for you at the end, and you pooped the bed. You got a week 18 game in your barn against the Buffalo Bills. Couldn't do it. Now we're talking frigid temperatures to end the season. From Thanksgiving on, Leroy, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field on a Thanksgiving night. I don't know what it's like Green Bay there.
You know what's amazing? They call it the frozen tundra. The field doesn't freeze.
Well, they got the things under it, right?
They got the coils underneath the field.
Listen, what about the
what
air?
it does do is get muddy.
Oof.
Yeah. So imagine it being 20.
Not great for track stars.
Hey,
Not great for track stars.
At least if you're in a movie with Predator, you won't get seen because you're all muddy.
This is a big proving ground. I like, this schedule is going to tell us a lot. This schedule is going to tell us a lot. That is why we need to do that to win that loss.
Can I just say this? One of the reasons why I hate this game is because you're making assumptions of what all these teams are going to be when the Dolphins play them.
You're right.
For example, we played that's a win, that's a loss last year.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers got hurt after 4 plays.
Correct. I still had wins against the Jets, though.
You know what the hell I mean.
Regardless.
So it's a stupid game.
It's not a stupid game.
It's stupid.
It's not a stupid game. You can say a lot of things. You can say a lot of things. You can't say it's a stupid game.
Stupid game.
No, you're a stupid game.
I'm a stupid game.
Oh,
I'll be stupid. Because it's
we also have
so many things change during the course of the year.
I think I have that.
You'd assume everybody's going to be the same from now until January is a joke.
That's the fun of it, baby.
It's no fun.
It's no fun doing it week by week. That's no fun. We do that because we do that anyway. But right now, take a long view. You ever talk about long-term goals, short-term goals, in a job interview?
Yeah, here's a long-term goal.
Long-term goal.
Here's a long-term goal. What do you think the Dolphins will be this year? Boom, end of discussion.
No.
Not breaking it down game by game because you can't. No. Did anybody think they would lose to Tennessee? Did anybody think they'd lose to Tennessee?
No. And by the way, talk about Marcos. What a monkey wrench that is, huh? How about a end of the first month Demons game as you have to exercise the demons? Another Monday night football game at home against the Titans. I mean, Leroy, exercise. We might need an exorcist.
It's like I designed the schedule myself.
Can I just say this?
Big time proving.
You have done a great job at making me hate sports.
What?
Yes.
That's not fair.
No, you do
That's
it.
not fair.
You do it with your antics.
Gonna have to throw some holy water on that game.
So you can walk down
The power
down
of the
before the
coach
game starts.
compels you.
Dress as a nun to that game. Put it on the wheel.
No, you can't. First of all,
Oh, okay.
you cannot ask anybody to do that in South Florida because you know what the women would do.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
We don't need Astron with sexy nun outfits. Okay, so no, we're not doing that.
What day is that game again? You said the last week of the first month.
It's on Monday.
It's September 30th.
Oh, that's only a month away from Halloween. The costumes will be in. Oh, we can get some exorcists. Some exorcists.
Hey, be careful in South Florida, right?
The ruiner game, man. Anyway, let's get to our headlines.
I picked division winners. Yeah, I think I'll say who I think the best team in that division is. Yeah, that's different though. Going game by game, you have no idea.
He's so wrong on this. I mean, this schedule. Wow. I mean, it's something.
The dumbest game invented in sports.
It's really not. It's not. It's maybe
everywhere, all over, everywhere, all over the country. All the dum-dums on radio are going to be playing this. But J-Fig, I thought we had a thing. I thought we were right here.
No, it's true, dude. Picking division winners is the same thing as picking.
No, it's not. No,
you
it's
have
not.
to break it down. You know,
you got to break it down.
Me saying a team's going to be 12-5, and then telling you what 12 games they're going to win is different.
We have distinct games that the Dolphins have to try and win. They are against good teams, primetime games.
Oh, so you wait.
So
you have determined, based on the Dolphins, right, what games they got to win.
Of course.
But
to show me something.
That's not even. That's a win. That's a loss. That's Tobin makes a wish. We do that with little kids. We don't need to do this with adults.
Dude,
this is not make a wish.
I'm just telling you, stick
make
around.
A wish. I really wish they beat this good team. Make a wish.
We get there in about an hour's time. That's a win. That's a loss. With a surprise for the audience as well, by the way.
No.
Yes. And you know what?
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you what.
What?
If Robbie shows up on the screen,
I don't know what you're talking about.
If Robbie shows up on this screen,
I don't know what you're talking about.
You think I'm Debbie Downer? That dude's been saying the Dolphins are going to be 8-9 for the last 5
I don't know what to tell you, dude. I don't know. Robbie's been a very busy man, so I don't think he even has us in his schedule. But
I'm just telling you,
he always has the open invite.
If y'all call me Debbie Downer, once Robbie Raincloud rolls through.
Let's get to our headlines here, huh? But we start off first. Leroy, this will make you feel better. The PGA Championship is underway. Can we get a golf leaderboard update brought to you by the Edwin Watts Golf Shops? Get there. Day 1 of the PGA Championship, Leroy, at Valhalla.
Well, I'm going to say this, and then you're going to agree. We have some front runners in the early wave that are leading the way, but can't close the deal. Xander Schauffele, he's at 4 under and leading the way through 7. Doug Gim, not very known. He's at -3. Victor Hovland, another guy, front runner, -3. Jordan Spieth, who's been playing like crap all year, but he's 3 under. And Rory McIlroy, tied for 5th at -2.
When does
Tiger right now through 5 is he bogeyed 5. He bogeyed 6, so he's +1.
Okay, there you go.
Still in it. Somebody will shoot 6 or 7 under, and everybody's going to get excited about the scoring, and then the course is going to get really hard, and there's going to be a fight to the end.
We'll continue to update you throughout the show, but that golf leaderboard update brought to you by the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Get there. Meanwhile, rest of our headlines are brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Supercenter. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
The Florida Panthers will be back in action tomorrow. Game 6 from Boston. Cats lead that series 3-2. Puck drops at 7 o'clock. Odell Beckham Jr. was officially introduced yesterday as a Miami Dolphin. We will hear a little bit of OBJ's press conference. While we were at the party yesterday, the company party, we watched the Marlins shut out the Tigers 2-0.
2 shutouts in a row.
2 shutouts in a row. They're off today. They start up tomorrow against the New York Mets. So Whopper Jr. is back on the line.
Big money, baby. I'm going to go ahead and call it. We're going to go ahead and keep this streak going. We're going for 5 in a row, which means we're going to take 3 against the Mets.
Ooh. Boston Celtics are moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat what was left of the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5, 113-98. So Boston's charmed life in the East continues. Meanwhile, looks like a lot of reports talking about the demise of the Cleveland Cavaliers as they seem like they are heading on to blow it up, Bill. So, very interesting what we're going to have to do. We're monitoring that situation, Leroy. We're monitoring that situation as we speak.
Hey, here's what I was told. It all depends on if Spida signs the extension. If he doesn't sign the extension, they will move him. But the promising thing was Mobley, the last couple of games, has been a different player. So they drafted him, I think, second. And this was like his first moment to do anything. So I could see why they would think that they could move on and kind of go through these bigs that they have. So we'll see. But that'll be a big indication. If he signs the extension, right, he'll probably stay in Cleveland. If he doesn't, Cleveland will probably try to move him so they can get something instead of having him as a free agent.
Well, a lot of drama coming out of Cleveland, which is a leaky boat. I mean, they like to leak details. It's not like the Heat where they keep things tight, you know? And
say players didn't like Spida?
Oh no, the opposite. Spida didn't like his teammates.
Oh, really?
Oh, damn.
The word is he did not find them to be mature enough.
Can I say this? That could have a role in it, but a guy that can give me 30, 40 a night, I'm going to have a conversation with him and say what we need to do here.
You need to put me with my best friend. That's what you need to do.
No, I'm just saying, like that's kind of how that league works. And that's your guy, right? You gave up a lot for him.
Mm-hmm. You tried.
So, yeah.
Noble to try. But I would say July fireworks aren't going to only be on July 4th. Let's just say that.
Ooh.
Especially when you have to go buy more equipment. You heard me.
We're monitoring that situation.
Oh. Speaking of Spida's teammates, did you guys see Max Strus yesterday?
Did. He showed up to the game nobly in a Florida Panthers jersey.
Yeah.
We appreciate Max Strus. Didn't work out for him, but you know what? It's enough to make him bang the drum. We'll let him bang the drum.
He can't bang the drum.
Why? Because he's a Cav?
Yeah.
You can't say former Miami Heat guard Max Strus.
He's still playing basketball.
Well, he's not anymore. He's done. Season's over.
No, I mean he's still with the Cavs.
Well, it's not tampering. It has nothing to do with that.
No, I know, but I'm just saying he's still in. All the other guys who played other places are no longer playing basketball. Mm-hmm. But if they were playing on another team, you can't have them come down here and bang the drum.
I'm sure he still has a place down here. You don't think he has a place down here?
Huh?
You don't think he has a place down here?
Strus?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. He's a Cav. He can't bang the drum in Florida.
He's a real one.
Turn your back.
Be a real one. I'm not questioning any of that.
Sorry, Max. Leroy Banja. I didn't realize.
I didn't blame him. He's a Cavalier.
I mean, I know somebody else who played.
Did Christian Wilkins come back and do it?
No, because he's the A1.
He's right, exactly.
He's a Boston fan, though. That's
he
the
probably
only
still has a. No, you're missing the point. Yeah, and you agree with me, and then you try to backtrack. Okay, Christian Wilkins can't do it. Why can Max Strus do it?
Because
Box
we
it.
know
Box it.
who
No.
Christian Wilkins roots
Oh,
for.
no.
We know who Christian Wilkins roots for. I'm not boxing.
That's
I have
okay.
a solid argument on the other side.
The
He
only
went,
difference-
he went to games down here.
-1.
He went to Heat games. He went to hockey games. Yeah.
Yeah, you get -1 for lashing out.
No,
-1
not lashing. You can't get. Wait.
for lashing out.
If my assessment of the situation was accurate, how can I get a -1?
I mean, you know what you're doing? You're bullying.
wait.
No. Can I just tell you? Can I just tell you
Was I
something?
wrong?
You're like
Was I wrong?
You're like the trolls who are like, "What do we hear from Leroy Horde? He didn't play for the Dolphins." No, who cares? You've lived down here a long time. You played for the Browns. Who cares? We love you just the same.
But
Why
I'm
can't
not
we love Max
playing
Strus like we
football.
love Leroy?
Wait. I'm not playing football anymore. If I was a current Cleveland Brown, it would be ridiculous for me to be doing talk radio in Miami.
Come on.
I'm just telling you.
All right. Well, who are you going to be rooting for come week 17?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I didn't stutter.
Oh, you all of a sudden you forgot week 17, huh?
You know what week 17
Oh,
is?
I'll be there.
That's not
Oh,
what I
you
asked.
know you're gonna be there. That's
That's
not
what I
the, that's not the question. Then.
That's not what I asked. That's not what I asked. Leroy Strus.
Who are you talking about? My Leroy Strus.
Because all of a sudden, wait a minute. Now you get to go. Are you going to root for Cleveland or are you root for Miami? Who are you going to root for?
Wait a minute.
Wait a
minute.
That's boxed in.
What? No, it's not.
going in.
But let me ask you a question. Hold on. Oh, my God. I'm not.
Okay, who are you rooting for though? You still
Who are
haven't
you
told
rooting
us.
for? Who are you rooting for?
It doesn't matter. I play for the Browns. Why would I root for the Browns? Wait a minute.
Okay.
I'm not playing football right now. Do you not see the difference, you idiots?
Well, neither is Max Strus. The season's over.
No, he's a
over.
Cavalier though.
Season's
He's
over.
still getting paid by the Cavs.
Do you get paid in the
Oh
offseason?
my God, I'm.
Put that pressure on him. So who is he rooting for? I still don't know who he's rooting for, to be honest.
Wow, he's going to root for the Browns.
I can't believe it. He just closed his Well, back after this.
WQAM broadcast.
Slow motion for me. Slow motion for me. Moving slow motion for me. Slow motion for me.
All right, welcome back.
Hello,
Tobin.
you two idiots.
Sorry.
It's not like you can't have a grown up conversation with you two.
I would say that's fair.
One has nothing to do with the other. Strus is still playing, even in the chat, even in the Twitch chat. They say, "Oh, when Leroy's playing for the Vikings, could he come back and throw a pitch for the Indians?" Yeah, because they didn't have a team.
Minnesota didn't have a team?
No, Cleveland didn't until '99.
They didn't?
No.
What?
Remember the team moved to Baltimore. They did not have a football.
Oh, the football team didn't have a team.
Correct.
I gotcha.
And I could do it now.
I know
because
you could do it now.
I'm not playing football for another team. You can't play for another team and go back.
But it's a special circumstance. You would.
No, it's not.
I think it is. I think Max Strus gets the pass.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. If you play in a different city, you can't go back and play, right? D Wade couldn't even done it. If he was playing for the Chicago, right?
Oh, ridiculous! Of course.
I'm telling you.
Definitely to do that.
I think the Panthers appreciate it.
They do it for local people, right? For you to bring a dude that's playing on a different team kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, but like everyone's gonna know
Max
why
Strus
he did
could
it.
do it. Max Strus could do it, but Christian Wilkins can't.
Christian Wilkins didn't wear it to a rival game though. Like if
Christian Wilkins is more beloved down here than Max Strus was. Yes,
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Dude, he was. Stop.
What's your measurement of that? I'd like to know. Max Strus was on a couple teams that went to the Eastern Conference Finals. He was a starter.
Yes.
Very much a fan favorite.
Yes.
Sent the Heat to the
Christian Wilkins wasn't a fan favorite.
He was a fan favorite, but I don't know what your measurement of that is.
What about Instagram followers? Does that count? No? All right.
I don't know. NBA players typically have more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they don't have.
And he's not very active on social media, Christian Wilkins.
No.
So I wouldn't use that as a good measure, but I don't know what the measurement.
Because he's in Vegas counting all that money.
But I would say like both of them left on
His
really
thumbs are doing this.
For the record,
but
Wilkins
Leroy
has more followers.
But I would say Leroy, yeah, but he also has Clemson, like Mike Strus can the ball. I would say Leroy, like they both left on very good terms. It's not like if they did have Christian Wilkins back,
but you
I let Christian.
You guys are missing the whole point.
I don't want to quibble over this, but you understand the big difference is Max Strus did something that went viral, very cool for the Panthers.
Oh, okay. You're missing the point.
No, I think you are.
The point is, I don't give a rat's ass what jersey they wear. They play sports in another city. If they weren't playing sports like Gogi, right, who's no longer playing basketball,
not a debate.
Of course he's going to come back because you could then say former Miami Heat player.
But the reason I think it's a special pass, though, is he tried to do something cool with the Panthers before a game. Like he still showed South Florida love.
Dude, I wore
even while trolling Boston.
I wore New Orleans stuff and Saints stuff to Cleveland Browns games.
Okay.
That don't mean I could go bang.
I'm pretty sure the Zephyrs would have let you throw out a first pitch no matter what.
No, the Zephyrs.
Yeah. Well, you guys don't have a baseball team.
Yeah, baseball team.
You just made
No, they're the baby cakes now. They're not
the baby cakes now.
Oh, my bad. Baby cakes. Anyway, shout out to Max Strus. Either way, the Pigs, by the way, 0-0 draw yesterday with those bastard cowardly Lions.
Is that the first non-loss in a while? I mean,
non-win.
Non-win.
They've been rolling. They've been rolling. No Messi though. Not a true draw.
Are they the? Don't they lead the?
They were. I haven't looked at the standings recently. But they were rolling.
But they haven't lost.
They are leading currently with 28 points.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they haven't lost. So how could they?
They've lost twice. I don't know when. It must have been a long time ago.
No, they're on
Messi. Because that's not a true loss.
Not a true loss. And Messi's not there. Most wins though with 8.
Right ahead of FC Cincinnati and the New York Red Bulls, who they kicked their ass.
Losers.
Crazy, man. So anyway, last night, Max Strus's efforts. It was Leroy's birthday. Did you like us singing "Happy Birthday" to you at the party?
Oh, so great.
Oh, because see, here's the thing, and you guys really don't get this about me. I think you do, Tobin, right? I love hanging out with my friends. All the people that I knew I hung out with. Me and Crowder told me some stories.
It was
Like
great.
it's like I have a great time. Okay. But when you sing happy birthday like that,
Mhm.
people who I don't ever have conversations with come over and try to chop it up. And that
Gives you the willies.
right. You know what I'm saying? Because we see these people in the building and whatever,
Mhm.
and you get a head nod.
Marcos thinks he's a pro golfer now.
Oh, I
Dude,
know.
Can I just say,
I'm much better than I
you
thought.
know what I was in? I wish I could have sat down and drank more
Mm.
because there is nothing more entertaining to me than watching a whole bunch of people talk sports and
Woo.
not have a lick of athletic ability.
You let me down though. dude.
I watched 3 people who do sports talk with a baseball on the tee
Mm.
hit the thing that it was holding and not the baseball.
I saw that too. That was rough.
It was windy in there. Very
I
windy.
will say though, Mark Hochman, pretty good kicker.
Yeah. Oh, he was robbed on
But
that.
you know what he is though?
Hmm?
A weird individual.
What do you mean?
You know he's left-handed.
That is strange. Yeah, I didn't know that about Hochman.
Right-handed.
Yeah.
He bats right. I can't. He golfs left-handed.
Ambidextrous.
No, because he can't do everything. He's like my brother. They're weird like that. Like my brother's left-handed. He does a lot of stuff right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
And if you tried to get him to do it left-handed, he look awkward.
It's
Which
strange
is
that
a weird thing.
Tua only throws left-handed. Everything else is right-handed.
He's right-handed.
It's weird.
Now, you know who's opposite of that?
LeBron, right?
Yeah.
Was there somebody else you're gonna mention?
Phil Mickelson is
Ah.
right-handed, and he golfs left-handed.
He's lefty.
Whoa.
Usually it's the other way. You're left-handed, you golf right-handed because when you're younger, that's the only clubs you had.
Well, left hand, right hand, it all gets mixed up, which is what we're gonna do coming up next.
This hour of Tobin and Leroy is sponsored by Kendall Dodge Chrysler.
Sweet. Come on, the rapper.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. Oh, hello. Loading things up. We'll talk a little fighting coming up in the 12 o'clock hour. Undisputed super middleweight champion Savannah Marshall is moving over to PFL MMA. She's going to make her MMA debut coming up in a couple of weeks. And plus, she has a great accent, and I love accents.
That's always the key to your heart, to be honest.
Pretty much. I was watching last night. My wife and I started watching this new reality TV show. I don't know if it's new or not. It was just one of those things we were watching Vanderpump Rules reunion. And then after that, it was one of those where Peacock's like, here's what's next. And so it's where these 5 soccer players are trying to hook up with other American women, but they don't tell them that they're soccer players. So it's kind of like the opposite of Love is Blind, because it's basically just built on looks, because they're like, yeah, I'm a construction worker. She goes, oh, really? What'd you build? He's like, whoa, I wasn't expecting follow-ups.
Cement. Just start saying random things.
He said he was a construction worker, not an architect.
Well, he got very crossed up. He didn't expect to get burned on other questions on the date. Not going
Is that not crazy though? Both of them. Like he said he was a construction worker, and she said, "What did you build?" Like he.
What did you work on? I don't know what her exact question was, but he claimed it was some famous building. I was like, all right. I would have just gone with condos, but this guy,
yeah, you can't.
This guy really went in there. Yeah. He was really trying to tell the story.
And Dr. Toboggan, if he was the girl, no calloused hands, not true construction.
So they're mixing up their stories. Marcos, let's mix it on up here. The mixed bag is brought to you by Broward Health. Well into your future. What do we got today, Frog Boy?
Well, I decided the best place to start today is with Udonis Haslem, of course. UD,
love that.
As
guy.
We all know, has been making his rounds on television. Part of NBA Today. He had some words for the D-Boy, who is currently getting cooked in Denver by the MVP. This is what Udonis Haslem had to say to Rudy Gobert.
So when you were looking at that UD, what did you see?
Policia. Call for help. How you say police in French? How you say police in French?
Yeah, there you go.
Policia. Call for help. Help is because at the end of the day, you the defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Like you got to guard your yard. If anybody's expected to guard your yard, it's you.
You were in these conversations differently than any of the rest of us, right, Perk? Last year, Bam Adebayo was doing everything he could, putting it to Nikola Jokic in the NBA Finals, and still, what are you saying to him in the locker room?
First of all, Bam ain't 6. Bam's 6'10". He ain't 7 feet. But what I will say is that 2-man game that they run with Murray and Joker gave us hell. That immediately let us know we was on a different level when we were playing against them. But I mean, you're the defensive player of the year. I understand he's Joker, but 8 for 9, we just looking for some a little resistance. Just a little resistance. You know what I'm saying? Just something. Thank you. And at the end of the day, foul out if you got to. I mean, foul out if you got to, man. But don't keep getting fried like this. Yeah, we can't watch this.
Woof. I like that.
He's got to wait. Damn, dude. You can't be the best at your job and give up 90%. You can't.
Nope.
You can't. And as a defensive player of the year, you're supposed to have more tricks up your sleeve that if he's cooking like that, you can get closer and get a little bit more aggressive. Or you can, you got to try something instead of this. Just put the hand up and let the man shoot over you. He your height. So, they made a valid point.
He's like,
they got to get to the point where you so much of a competitor, you go, well, I just foul out, but he ain't scoring like this on me.
He's gonna need to tonight, man. If they're gonna, not have this this complete collapse.
You see how the narrative changed so quickly?
Crazy, dude.
With those two teams, right? Is that crazy? Like basketball and hockey is even worse
Oh, I
for
know.
basketball from game to game, right? Like what? 24 hours ago, the Knicks were cooked.
Yep.
They banged up, not healthy, and they went out there and put it on them.
I'm also not falling for any injuries with people who are limping out there because Luka comes back, 30-point triple-double. I don't know what they're shooting him up with. It might be like horse steroids. Who knows? But Luka, Jamal Murray,
You know when I did my
and
most limping?
Jalen Brunson.
You know when I did my most limping?
When you're losing?
Yeah. Funny when you winning, or you get 30-point triple doubles, your leg don't hurt as much.
Interesting.
It's a natural thing, man. It's a natural thing. You know when you winning, you get hit in the ribs or something, it don't hurt that much, right? That's what you got to fight through as an athlete. But seeing a guy limp after the game, I don't care about that. That ain't y'all reading it out what you want, right? Is he gonna be ready next game? Yeah. Jalen Brunson, when they was losing by 40, he looked like he could barely walk, right? Now all of a sudden he like lighting it up, jump light on his feet. Don't buy into that.
What else you got in the mixed bag today, Marcos?
You guys were just talking about Luka. Other than injuries, what would you say is one of the downfalls of Luka that people
whiner, dude? He whines. He's a bellyacher.
Bellyacher and
I
a
would
baby.
very much welcome down here, and I will take up every case that he wants me to take up. But
I mean, guys, we had Kyle Lowry. Come on, and we were like, he's good. He's right. He has a point.
But Kyle Lowry never shot, so he had time. Luka's able to do it while playing.
Yeah, while putting up good numbers.
Like Kyle Lowry, if Kyle Lowry had a call he disagreed with, he was taking the rest of that quarter to argue his case with the official. He was not shooting the ball.
Holy smokes. TV timeout. Kyle's still over there. Lowry's still talking to the.
Well, it looks like Lowry's gone over to the bench to bring an iPad out here.
That's right.
He's pulled the Patrick Beverly before, but it's just been with an iPad, not the camera.
The camera is an all-time great one.
It is a great one. But all right, what else? What about Luka?
So Luka, like you mentioned, known for whining and complaining, made it a point to not to whine and complain to the refs as the Mavericks were en route to taking a lead in the series 3-2 against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The reporters took notice and decided to ask Luka, what's up with this whole not complaining thing you're doing now?
Wasn't a lot of conversation with the referees tonight. Was that something intentional, and how do you think that helps you if it was intentional?
Yeah, intentional. Like I said, just focus on basketball. I talked to them normal without complaining and nothing. I think it was the whole game, nothing. So I just go out there, hoop, have fun, man. Have fun with the old Luka. So smile on my face.
See what y'all got me doing?
What is that, dude?
An hour early.
You got a galaxy vibe out there.
An hour early.
You sure you're not just a little sleepy? You had some good Italian food last night?
Woo! Let me tell you something. Can I say this? I'm gonna say this. If you go to your favorite restaurant and you always get takeout, go sit in that restaurant. The food is much better. I've got to tell you, I like the little Italian restaurant. We used to get takeout all the time. I say, you know what? I want to go see what they're about. I'm gonna sit in there. Whew. Portions look nicer. They're not in them little containers, right? Oh man, it was a glorious occasion.
QC man, by the way, says Gobert deserves his accolades. Tobin only hates him because of the negative stuff about Whiteside, which Gobert was right about. Let me just tell you something, dude. This dude's basically Hassan Whiteside. I mean, that's basically what he is. And Hassan Whiteside, great shot blocker, had his downfalls and had his shortcomings. But the way they talk about both of them, I mean, like you would think that they're on different planets, and they're really not. They're really not.
They kind of are.
French Whiteside.
And why is he still playing?
Politics.
Man, look, you know what I love about sports? This is what I love about sports. If you can't play, your ass ain't going to be out there. Because somebody's job is to win. And somebody's job is to pay somebody that's going to win. So there ain't no politics.
What else you got in the mixed bag, Marcos?
I got a little bit of hockey for you guys.
Hockey.
Now, in addition to the amazing run on the ice the Florida Panthers have had this season, Paul Maurice has had a run at this microphone stand.
Oh my goodness, yes, he has. He's fun to listen to. Very few coaches. We listen to Mike McDaniel for different reasons, right? We used to listen to Bill Belichick for the nothing, right? This dude, he give you something every press conference.
Well, this specific time, Paul Maurice had an interesting take on Game 6 ahead for the Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. Of course, Boston media is going to shape this as frustration beginning to leak out of the Panthers head man. But honestly, I just think he's tired of Boston the same way. Literally, the entire world is tired of Boston. This is Paul Maurice.
Right, it's going to be an absolute barn burner in there. There'll be 18,000 cameras on the morning skate just to see if he sips of the water bottle Brad Marchand takes. It's going to be some high-end investigative journalism. You guys go home and get a nap? You guys have a couple of days. Okay.
18,000 cameras to see.
I like the way he says barn burner.
Oh, a real barn burner.
A barn burner.
It's like, I really don't want to answer these questions, but they might as well be entertaining.
Yep. Love this guy, man.
Hey, you guys see that? Marchand's getting hydrated. Maybe he'll play.
High-end investigative journalism, man.
All you need now is to show the preview of Waterboy and then have him skate on the ice.
Real H2O.
That's some quality H2O.
That's great. Barn burner. Give us one more, Marcos.
Alrighty, we've played Where the Hell is Carson Wentz? We've played Is He Lying? And now
the answer was yes.
The answer was yes. Now we have a game. You guys ready to play this one? Is he delusional? That's going to be this game. The subject, Bronny James. Yesterday had another impressive performance at the combine.
Leading scorer in the scrimmage, yeah.
Doing what he can, yeah, indeed, with his parents present, who seem to be courtside at a lot of things. Anywho,
helicopter parents.
For sure.
Wait a minute. As you come in to tell stories how you how Tommy was giving the official the business. Right?
I was very proud. Well, I couldn't be near him. Like, they make you sit far away.
Yeah, because you know why? Because they're like, I wonder who that guy's dad is. And
the fact that I have 8-year-old Luca. Listen, brate, you missed the goal. Because why do you sound like that, kid?
That's how he gets in the zone. Bronny says, I don't think teams will draft me just to get my dad.
This is a serious business, and I don't feel like there would be like a thought of I'm just drafting this kid just because of I'm gonna get his dad. Like, I don't think a GM would really allow that. I think I've put in the work and I would get drafted because of the person, not only the player, but the person that I am.
I agree with that. I think the only people who are going to draft
sound like a young LeBron.
Yeah,
it's crazy, isn't it? But here's the deal, right? Like, the great thing about his situation is he's not coming into the situation like his dad did. His dad was on ESPN when he was a junior in high school, right? They were showing his games. It's a whole different, dynamic here, and I think he's actually. He seems to have it all together to understand, what's going on. And the one thing that I will say is he keeps talking about, hey, I'm just going to keep working, keep putting the work in. He'll find a spot. I think he'll find a spot. Like, he'll get his opportunities. If he's not good enough, he's not good enough.
I think down here would be perfect for him.
Just in case that he just, what I love about this. This is what I love. He just said, I don't think an organization is going to invest, a draft pick or something just to get my dad to come play for their team. Mm-hmm. And as soon as the whole thing was over with, we made comments. You go, oh, he'd fit great down here.
Well, I don't care about getting LeBron, but I told you I don't care about getting LeBron back. I think that kid, if if what they say about him is he needs a little place of development, you know that this place is great at it.
Agreed.
He's a defensive first player that needs to, sharpen some things. I just think it's like, wow, that sounds like a match made in heaven. Now, some people are like, they just think he's no good. I don't know. The one thing I would say is unfair to him is, damn, dude, he had cardiac arrest before the season. Like, how am I supposed to judge what he was in that college year?
And what he's going to be.
Yeah, right. I have no idea.
Well, the cool thing is, the cool thing is that you're right about one thing. There's a lot of guys that have come through here. The Kendrick Nuns, right? The Max Struces, the Duncan Robinsons. A lot of guys that have come through here and put in work and ended up being very good basketball players in the league. Mm-hmm. So I'm not going to just discredit what you're saying. But I know your ass got alternative motives.
I don't have it. I swear to God, I don't.
I don't believe you.
I swear to God, I don't. I don't care if LeBron comes with his son. I think it's an interesting thing to do.
Now, ask me, is he lying? We can play a twofer.
I'm not lying.
You're right.
Wait, why would I think you're not lying? This is all you've been talking about for the last 2 months.
What do you mean? LeBron coming back?
Yeah. No, we progressed the son. Now you changed, so you don't believe that no more.
No, what I said was I think it would be funny if they're like, if LeBron then wanted to come to the Heat, and they're like, no thanks. No thanks.
See, so here's his ulterior motive. Draft Bronny, bring him into your system. LeBron wants to come back and play, and then you return the favor and say, nope.
Exactly.
See, I told you. I knew it was something. I just had to find out what it was.
But there are still benefits.
No. You can't. No, you can't. No. I knew it was something. You ain't just say, oh, let's get that Bronny kid. No, it was something.
Oh, he's a fraud.
Yep.
Take a break. Hour Tua, Odell Beckham Jr. introduced. Plus, our favorite radio game next hour. That's next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Vailoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Get to That's a Win, That's a Loss coming up this hour. But first, let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
To wet your whistle with these, everybody. The Dolphins primetime games this year. Thursday night football, week 2, Amazon Prime. Then week 4, somehow, this is a weird one. Hosting the Tennessee Titans, Monday night football, week 4.
Don't they have their quarterback back? Didn't he get hurt last year and we had a backup?
Will Levis?
Yeah.
No, Will Levis beat the Dolphins.
Oh, he did play. Okay. I'm getting him confused with.
You're thinking of
Richardson.
You're thinking of Richardson, yeah.
Yeah, the Moose. The Moose got hurt.
The
so
Dolphins,
everybody's susceptible.
The Dolphins will also play on Monday Night Football at the LA Rams week 10. And then a couple of frigid ones. At Green Bay, Thanksgiving night, Thursday night football, 8:20 p.m. And then the Leroy Bowl at Cleveland, week 17, Sunday night football for now. 8:20 p.m.
Still haven't gotten your answer, Leroy, but it's okay. We got time.
It's okay.
We got a couple seconds. Yeah.
We got time. We got time.
For what?
Odell Beckham Jr. was introduced yesterday as a Miami Dolphin, Leroy.
Yep.
OBJ saying that Mike McDaniel, who is apparently this guy's a good recruiter. He's a good recruiter. And he said he was a huge reason on selling me to sign in Miami.
I kind of just in a place in my life where it's always been like this, but truly just leaning on, God and what he's putting in front of me. And this opportunity was the main one that kept being, put in front of my face. I remember somebody asked me a few years ago if I would ever be or play for the Dolphins, and I kind of, shrugged it off that it wasn't really an idea. And, obviously I have a couple of guys I know down here. My brother Duke Riley won a championship with Jalen. But Coach Mike definitely is someone who he sold it to me because it's just his energy. It's just we speak the same language. We was talking the conversations we had about football and just the opportunity that I said, like, is presenting itself. And, God put it in front of me, and that's kind of just where I went and rolled with it.
There you go. Odell Beckham Jr. saying coaching a big reason, Leroy.
I can see it.
That sentiment from a lot of people.
I could see how a lot of players can like the way Mike McDaniel goes about his business and goes about how he does things, right? Like there's just certain words out there where there's certain coaches that people deem to be abrasive. You know what I mean? And sometimes players don't want to deal with that, right? The exception would be, I think people thought Bill Belichick was that way, but people were signing up for championships. They didn't care, right?
What else we got? They have Odell. This was an interesting one. He was honest OBJ, and he said that a little hesitation on coming to the Dolphins also because Tua's a lefty.
Oh, wow, dude, making the stars hesitant.
Honest OBJ.
Definitely was a little hesitant at first because, he's a lefty, and I think I shied away from lefties, but now that I think about it, I've been throwing with Jarvis Landry since I was 15 years old. One of my trainers is left-handed, and they said he just throws different. They said the accuracy and the spin, they were like, it's not really like he's left-handed.
Wow.
And just watching his film, there's a lot of great things that he's been doing. Did it at Alabama, did it, here at the Dolphins. And like I say, I just seen an opportunity when I really watched the film, when I really sat down and didn't look at a destination. I looked at, myself in the mirror, or a place for me in my career. I just seen a lot of opportunity here.
Wow.
I don't understand.
Like he's not even a lefty, Marcus. Basically, he said Tua can do magic.
Here. There's a couple of things that some people believe it to be true because the ball spins in the opposite direction, right? So that means that the way it tails, everything is just a little bit different. Most receivers will just tell you, I just go catch the ball. And it don't matter how it's spinning. Yeah, but it does. It is different. For example, you would think it's not. Bill Belichick always tries to have a left-footed punter.
I've heard that. Yeah, you've told me that.
Yeah. Because if it throws you off just a little, you might not catch it.
I can tell you as a toe reader, it is different.
Oh, my God.
For some reason, I do feel it's different kicking wise, but I remember they made this big thing where they took this clip of Tua and they reversed it or something.
Oh, he looks incredible. Let me tell you something right now.
What?
Right-handed Tua on Twitter, you would give that guy $60 million a year, Marcos. I'm telling you, dude, it does look different.
Okay. I just don't get it. He's making the same throws. It's not like it goes any different.
But see, and Marcos, in theory, no. Right? But just think of a ball that gets thrown in the air, right? So a right-handed ball sometimes fades, like you throw right-handed, it'll fade towards the middle of the field, right? Just to spin, it'll fade a little bit. You get a left-hander, it kind of fades this way. Mm-hmm. So your adjustment is the total opposite.
Except Tua, because
Tua's throws are so perfect. Hold on. Now, no, they all fade, dude. Stop.
He says that, but that's not what Odell said.
What do I know?
I mean, I'm just saying he said after he watched it, he's like, oh, it's not even like it's from a lefty. He basically he's like Houdini.
Oh, okay, but
he never said Houdini.
You know why? You know why? Because his job is to catch the damn ball regardless of how it's thrown, right? You better not ever go into a press conference, right? And the ball's thrown down the field and you wide ass open and you just drop it and say it was because it was a lefty and I'm not used to it. You better not ever say that as a wide receiver. Ever. Have you ever heard anybody say that? No.
You know what I heard Tua Lipa say? Catch before I go, Houdini.
-1.
-1.
This is what we're doing.
Quickly, an update, Leroy, from the Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Get there. A update from day one of the PGA Championship, Leroy. Any movement since last hour?
Nope. Xander Schauffele is picking off right where he left off last week. He's at 5 under. Tony Finau is now at 4 under. Doug Gimmons still at 3 under. Steven Yeager has moved up. Robin McIntyre, you'd like him. He's Irish. Jordan Spieth still hanging in there at 3 under. Luke Donald, Lucas Herbert, Eric Cole, Hideki Matsuyama, Victor Hovland, Kurt Kitayama, Terrell Hatton, Taylor Moore, Dean Burmeister, and Ben Cole, and those guys are at 2 under. So everything's staying right around par. Let me look and see where Tiger is. Tiger is +1 through 9. Keep in mind, a lot of the names that you haven't heard is because they will tee off in the evening wave. They tee off, it's 156 players. They go half in the morning, half in the evening. So it'll start off 1 in 10, and then in the evening 1 in 10, so they can all get them all in. So yeah.
It is time, ladies and gentlemen. That's a win. That's a loss. 2024 Miami Dolphins edition. We run down the Miami Dolphins schedule next.
Finally, it's done. Let's do this. Let's watch it. It's perfect.
Oh, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our favorite radio game of the year.
And snack time.
Yesterday, the 2024 Miami Dolphins schedule was released. I gotta tell you, the Dolphins video kind of lame. I think
you said Javon Holland did something about it, right?
He was making fun of it on social media.
I wanted to see that. I love when he tweets.
Game ops,
honestly,
wasn't good.
I thought like the idea was going to be a lot better. I knew they were going to do something with speed, and so they have Tyreek Hill and Raheem Mostert at a laptop, and then it was just click, vroom, and they just rolled through the schedule like a fast Star Wars credit.
But that was a last minute thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like they could have done so much better with the speed thing.
Looks like they went on the cheap skis.
So in other words, the Dolphins didn't spend the extra money on game ops, so they got what they paid for.
Pretty much, yeah. Hey, Tyreek and Raheem, can you give us 15 seconds of your time? I was a little disappointed, but anyway, it's time for no more disappointment. Let us get to it, ladies and gentlemen. That's a win. That's a loss. Give me some football music, Marcos. Let's get to footballing.
Wait. I was going to say, we can't do this without a special guest.
Thank you, J-Fig.
I'm sorry.
But to bring in some reinforcements, because I kind of feel my history of the show tells me real Leroy is not going to be like Spirit Leroy, and he may not be as enthusiastic. I get a man who loves this game even more than I do. An old friend, Robbie the Degenerate.
You smell what the rock is cooking.
Hello, Robbie.
What's up, guys? Oh, by the way, that video still had better game ops than Mario Cristobal. I mean, okay.
Oh my God! Listen, dude, we can't do Kane's takes right now.
No,
we have too many games to get to. Too many games to get to.
Happy birthday, Leroy.
Thanks, Robbie. Hey, I'm gonna just sit back. Hold on, let me get my. Y'all don't.
I can't you gotta sit closer to the microphone.
Now that Robbie's here, I think you're gonna do it. I think you're gonna do it now. I think that's gonna happen.
There's no chance.
By week 5, you'll start playing.
Let's get to it, ladies and gentlemen. Week 1, the Miami Dolphins host my old flame, the Jacksonville Jaguars. A 1:00 kickoff. Woo! It's gonna be cooking. It is gonna be cooking. But I'm going to let you know this. Jalen Ramsey, out for revenge, the fact they never paid him. 1-0 for me. Oh, you don't forget, dude. You don't forget your first love. Jalen Ramsey doesn't forget. All right? Somewhere Tom Coughlin's going to be sitting there with his tapioca looking at the screen, and he's going to know. He might show up to the game in a Brinks truck. 1-0 for the Fins. Leroy? Come on. What's the harm? Just one game. One game. What's the harm, baby?
Leroy, it's your turn, Leroy.
Spirit Leroy?
Come on, guys. It's an easy win.
Oh, love it.
We're starting off the season with a W.
Love it. Robbie?
Oh, it's September. It's hot. The sun is shining. A beautiful day. The birds are chirping. All that's missing for Tua is paradise is his umbrella drink. That's an easy win for the Dolphins. 1-0.
What about you, Frog Boy?
Starting off the year strong, baby. 1-0.
Wow. All right. We all have it starting with a win. Quick turnaround then, everybody. Thursday night football against a man some may say has the Dolphins in a baby Bjorn, and that is Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills come to town. Amazon Prime, but it is early in the season. 4 days rest. I got that as a win for the Miami Dolphins. Too hot, even at night, for the Buffalo Bills fans. They'll start bitching about the moon because of that heat coming around. You're not on the dump button, Robbie. Don't get so nervous. I got that. 2-0 for the Miami Dolphins out the gate. Bills haven't found themselves yet. They just got, who do they get? Valdez Scantling to be their number one wide receiver. Please.
Got a rookie with a yellow jacket, too.
Oh, yeah, that guy. I got that as a win. Leroy? It's barely Leroy?
You can at least go 500-mile rule, Leroy.
That's a win.
Whoa. Oh, so thumbs down, but that's a win.
That thumbs down was for the Bills. Yeah.
Man. Oh, cool. Interesting. Robbie?
Well, it feels like the only time the Dolphins could beat the Bills is at home in September. However, they really screwed the Dolphins here having this be a night game. They need this scorching sun here. We'll see if Josh Allen could blacksmith without his two best receivers, but unfortunately, the Bills still own the Dolphins. I have this as a loss.
All right.
1-1.
One for Robbie the Degenerate. Marcos?
Prime time against the winning team, that's a loss.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
You know the rules.
Ye of little faith.
You know the rules.
Fascinating. Okay, I didn't expect that. Week 3, this is the longest trip you can take in the country. All the way to the Pacific Northwest on September 22nd. The Miami Dolphins visit the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks. And Geno Smith and that entire crew out there. And after a heated start to the season, no pun intended, against the Buffalo Bills, even with the extra rest, classic letdown game. Classic letdown game on the road for the Miami Dolphins. I have this as their first loss of the season, having them fall to 2-1. Leroy? Dolphins, Hawks.
Leroy, this is you now. You tell us.
New coach, no more Pete Carroll. They got that dude, Mike McDonald.
This is where you guess.
Knows the Dolphins system that they'll probably be using, as he was Anthony Weaver's superior in Baltimore.
Bob and weave, baby. Bob and
weave defense. Leroy.
Jerome Baker revenge game, potentially.
Interesting. All right. Spirit Leroy.
You know what? I speak fluent Leroy. And his facial expression, you guys didn't see that, but I did. He had a house smirk.
Oh.
You know what that means? And that laugh, bam, that's a win.
Whoa! 3-0 in Spirit Leroy's mind so far. RTD?
I feel like I could be wrong here, but it feels like the Dolphins haven't won in Seattle since Marino's last year when it was in the Kingdom and the Seahawks were in the AFC. I feel like the Dolphins just don't win over there. I have this as a loss for the Dolphins, 1-2.
Is the last game there? Is that Kenny Stills dropping the ball? Is it
Kenny
Stills? Who was that?
Kenny Stills.
When they left Jay Ajayi?
Yes, that's what it was. 2016. That's the last time the Dolphins were in Seattle.
Man, yeah. Tough trip. All right, so you have that as a loss, and the Dolphins dropping to 1-2. What say you, Frog Boy?
Not sure if you guys know this. Last time Dolphins were in Seattle, 2016. Not sure if this is a stat you guys are familiar with. Kenny Stills dropped the ball.
Wow.
Not sure if you guys remember this. Jogging your memory here, which tells me the Dolphins are due, baby.
Oh,
that is a victory after the long rest. Remember,
love of that Stu game.
Lot of rest.
Love of that Stu game. Okay, next up, week 4, first or second primetime game for your Miami Dolphins. Very strangely against the Tennessee Titans, which we can all look back to as the scene of the crime last year. The start of the meltdown, where it all collapsed, where the wheels fell off against the Tennessee Titans. Therefore, Tua, Mike McDaniel, they're bringing their holy water to this game. They are exercising the demons. All right. This is where I don't understand how this is actually their Monday Night Football game this year. What the hell? That's so strange. Either way, they are going to right what was wronged in prime time right there in September. Love it to close out the month. I got that as a win for your Miami Dolphins. Leroy? Dolphins, Tennessee.
Leroy. Maybe we're muted. Leroy.
Chris Stapleton going to be singing there. Some Tennessee whiskey, Leroy. Leroy loves a Tennessee lemonade.
Man, the power of Tennessee whiskey.
Yeah. All right, we'll kick it off to Spirit Leroy. Spirit Leroy?
You were saying exercising the demons?
Yeah.
Well, so are they, and I think this is going to be a loss.
Wow. Okay. The primetime issues continue for Tua, according to J Fig.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm not J Fig right now.
Oh, Spirit Leroy. Sorry.
All right.
Robbie, what do you got, man?
I think they're good. I think the Dolphins are going to be still shook walking around the crime scene. They're going to have all sorts of flashbacks to last year. And now Will Levis is a year better. Yeah, I have this as another loss for the Dolphins. So 1-3 so far for me.
Unbelievable.
You have so
Okay.
much guts.
This is. Well, we got to have a season turnaround at some point because I got to tell you, Robbie, in your scenario, could be looking at a Mike McDaniel hot seat.
Well, it's early.
That is early. It is early. What say you, Frog Boy?
Now, this is interesting. Dade South has brought up a point I was not familiar with. I was ready to say this is going to be a runaway win. They weren't even that close last year.
Yep.
Do you know who plays cornerback for the Tennessee Titans?
Snead, right?
Legarius, jam your soul into the ground, Tyreek Hill, Snead.
Yep.
Which means it's going to be up to the rest of the team to overcome. Will they be able to do it? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. That's a win for me, baby.
All right, there you go. Week 5, the Dolphins go back out on the road. Divisional matchup against the Patriots. I don't respect this team anymore. They suck. That's a win for the Dolphins. Leroy? Spirit Leroy?
We are where?
Week 5. New England Patriots.
That's a win.
RTD?
Yeah, Dolphins. No matter how the Dolphins are always going to beat the Patriots, especially without Tom Brady. It's an easy win for the Dolphins. I got this as a win, 2-3.
What about you, Frog Boy?
That's a win. I'm interested in seeing how the Patriots fare against Tua now that they're post Bill Belichick. Tua was Bill Belichick's daddy, so
that's true. Gerard Mayo, the new coach, and we'll see if they're going to go Drake May out of the box. Leroy, you think they go Drake May out of the box, or you think they rest him a little bit?
Well, this is a roster question.
This is a roster question. This is not a that's a lost question. I'm just saying, Leroy.
What's up? Early on,
Leroy, Drake May. You think they sit him on the pine early?
What do you think?
Week 6 is a bye.
Whoa, that's a win for me, baby. Got that.
I got that as a win.
All right.
Oh.
And then
I think it transfers over, right?
We head on over to the Horseshoe. All right.
Ooh.
Indianapolis Colts on the road inside, which always bodes well for a fast flying offense. When you're inside, don't have to worry about the conditions. I don't care that they have a moose. And you want to know what this game is, everybody?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very special occasion because guess what? Making his season debut off injury, Bradley Chubba Dub Dub makes his return in week 7.
Done for week 1.
Listen, I'm being responsible. We're being responsible here. We saw the schedule come out. We're being responsible here, Leroy.
You literally almost got in a fist fight over this, and now you're just change your mind.
Well, I mean, because the schedule came out. I mean, once the schedule comes out and you know when the bye is, like all of a sudden things change. Okay, so I'm being mature. I thought you would appreciate
were just
that.
basing your decisions on whether he'd be ready for week 1 based on the bye.
I'd like to say the facts have changed. I didn't realize that we were going off.
Why? His leg didn't change.
No, but like the situation changed. When you look at this schedule and you're like, you know what? I think we can afford a little more time for Bradley Chubb. So anyway, getting back to it.
Did I say all those things?
What did you say?
That they ain't going to put him back just right away. The season's a long haul. They're going to wait until he's 100%. So hopefully he can make it through the season.
So you agree with me?
So you think that's a win? Then?
We're on the same page. Bradley Chubb. Anyway, Bradley Chubb revenge right out of the gate. Busting down on that brittle Anthony Richardson, takes him down early, and all of a sudden brings a little emotional lift on the road for the Finns. I got him at 5-1 with a win. Leroy, what say you now that you agree with me?
Yes, Leroy.
Leroy, what do you got?
Football.
What do we got, baby?
What do we got?
Leroy? Spirit Leroy.
I think the pasta got to him yesterday. I was going to say a loss, but if Leroy says it's a win, I cannot disagree.
Leroy did say that, more or less.
I cannot disagree with him.
The return of Chubb. Robbie, what do you got here, buddy?
Yeah, it's October. It's in a dome, and Richardson's still technically a rookie. Hasn't played that many games yet. I have this as a win for the Dolphins. A 3-3, back to 500. Everything's up.
500. A nice little rally for the Dolphins in Robbie's mind. Marcos, what say you, buddy?
I have the Colts as my surprise team in the AFC.
Oh, really?
I do indeed.
Wow. Okay.
Last year we were centimeters away from getting their starting running back. Now I think they have figured it out. They got rid of that toxic cancer Gardner Minshew. Now I can focus on being a team. Unfortunately, I have the Colts winning this game, and in my eyes, they are now leaving Week 7 at 4-2.
Okay. All right. Next up in Week 8, we will close our first half of That's a Win, That's a Loss here. They will come back home to host the Arizona Cardinals. That's a win. Come on, the Cardinals suck. I mean, there's got to be some video game convention that Kyler Murray is going to be all distracted by. They're not going to be serious coming into this one. They think they got the cool nerd coach. They do not. I'm going. That's a win for the Dolphins. I finished this off this segment 6-1. Spirit Leroy.
I don't know. It's a win.
All
right.
Robbie?
The traps.
Oh, it's a classic. Bad team at home in October. It's going to be hot. I feel like Tua has these for breakfast. Give me a win for the Dolphins. 4-3.
All right. What say you, Flyler Murray?
That hurts. And I got a win for the Dolphins.
All right. There we go. All right. We'll take a break. And we'll finish off the Dolphins schedule. That's a win. That's a loss. Next.
Oh, yes. What's up? Q&A. I didn't think I would get granted one. What's happening? It's been a while. When was the last time you all did a Q&A? It's been too damn long. I'm slacking on the Q&As. I'm glad we're doing some. So fire away with the questions while we got a little bit of time before we get back to That's a Win, That's a Loss. I got 4-3 so far to start the year. 4-3 to so far. It was a 1-3 start. Then they've won 3 in a row. Now the schedule's going to turn until November, so we'll see what happens in November when we come back. But yeah, but yeah, where have I been? Yeah, just just doing the pod. Just follow the SDI, the Degenerate Podcast. We stream on X now and the Twitch as well. Canes finally win the ACC. Oh, no chance, bro. This could be the last year of the ACC as far as we know. This could be the last ever Miami-Florida State game. Florida State, we're talking about leaving to the Big Ten. Just be prepared for that. Be prepared for the last 6 games we're losing. Man, Boob Show is a daily every morning. No, it's not daily every morning. I couldn't do it yesterday. I had weights on my hands. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's what we got. Maybe one win out of the. Kyle says 1 win out of the last 6 games. I don't know. We'll just wait and see. We still got a second half. Silly Saw says he's still getting ads. Although I just reading the comments far away. But yeah, we just streamed it. We're all dependent. It's Q&A. We're not on the AM, so I could say that. We're all dependent on the SDI and his boom schedule. Whether we're allowed to do the pod or not. We just dropped one this past Monday. Hopefully we'll drop another one. We'll hopefully have another one. Silly Sauce is missing out of the Q&A. Sorry to hear that. So Silly Sauce, sorry to hear that you're missing out of the Q&A. Can't help you. Thoughts on Jalen Waddle? Ooh. He's been a good player. He's been a good player. Although the Eagles could probably say that Devontae Smith is a good player too. You asked the question. I didn't want to go there, but you asked. So I had to answer all the questions. That's how we roll. But yeah, Silly Sauce. Thank you. Finally, the ads are gone. Versil's, man, these commercial breaks are pretty long. If you saw Galen, what would I said him? I say thank you. I say thank you to Galen. But also he helped us get Mel Kiper on the show that one time. So I got to give Galen props. Does STI get as much boom as advertised? I mean, we're postponing the podcast all the time because of him. I'm like set up like this. I have my headphones, I got my computer ready to go, and I get a text. Sorry, bro. P.S. I'm like, oh. All right. I know what that means. All right. Let me know when you can pod. We end up podding like at Saturday mornings because of that nonsense. Should the Heat trade Tyler Hero? Yes. The Heat should trade Tyler. Absolutely should trade Tyler Hero. But that means somebody has to want Tyler Hero. That means somebody has to want Tyler Hero in a trade. We know Portland didn't want him for Dame Lillard. But it's interesting to see all these talk about blowing it up for the Miami Heat trading. Oh, there it is. There's a Silly Sauce question. Should the Heat trade Jimmy Butler? I say no. But they may think otherwise. They were in the finals last year, man. They could beat this bum Knicks team if it was they just didn't screw around in the regular season. You know, one game out from missing out on that play-in, and then they had to play that play-in, and then Jimmy got hurt, and Caleb Martin missed those free throws that got the chicken to the fans, and then they got back into the game. And then that's how the Heat ended up having to play Boston in the first round. SDI says they should for sure trade him. Well, yeah, I mean, look, they were in the finals last year. This year, I don't know if I want to give up. Blow all that up. But whoever superstar you're getting, again, it's going to miss 20 games of regular season. That's just the NBA now. I know, Jimmy.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy, how are you enjoying the game so far, buddy? Is it great to see Robbie back?
Yes, I'm enjoying it. I'm also enjoying some of my birthday cake.
Oh, what kind of cake is it?
German chocolate, baby.
Oh, that's good.
And let me tell you, my daughter has been making me a German chocolate cake every year for my birthday since she was 5. Let's just say I struggled through a couple of these cakes.
She's perfected it.
3 years ago, she started banging them out.
It's all about player. It's about player development, you know.
All about player development. Now I look forward to it because I don't really eat cake.
Mm-hmm.
But I enjoy it with my scoop of ice cream. So,
well, speaking of delicious, let's get to week 9. Week 9 of the NFL season for your Miami Dolphins. Leroy, you want the first pick on this one? I don't want to take
no. Where are we on the calendar?
This is going to be November 3rd, Leroy. November 3rd in Buffalo.
Right. No, I'm
in Buffalo.
November 3rd in Buffalo. Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all have at it.
Excellent. Why are you smiling?
I'm not smiling.
All right.
Because I just ate a piece of glorious cake.
This is a tough challenge, obviously. 1 o'clock, November. Never really know what it's going to be like in Buffalo in November.
Early November, you're fine.
I think they're fine.
No, you're fine. Early November, you're fine.
I think they're fine. But nonetheless, Leroy, I have this as a loss for your Miami Dolphins. I think splitsies with the Bills. That's a step in the right direction for Miami. Going out on the road. Still have to have the respect. It's a challenge. You're bringing a new defense together. How are they all going? You don't jump the gun on them like you did early on in the season. So I have this as a divisional loss for the Miami Dolphins, putting them at 6-2.
No, he is not. Silly Sauce, don't even insinuate, suggest, nothing.
He says that you're fine. That equals a win?
I said the weather.
Oh, okay. Well,
I don't know, Leroy. I don't know.
What say you?
You're giving me mixed signals here, man. Can't work under these conditions.
He did say you're fine, though.
I know. You're going against everything
I'm talking about the weather.
Wink.
You are a weather.
That weather don't get sketchy until Thanksgiving.
So Spirit Leroy?
All I keep hearing is him saying it's a win.
Ooh,
Hard
that's
to
what it sounds
argue.
like.
Hard to argue. Hard to argue. What about you?
Very hard for me to
What
argue
about
that.
you, Robbie? What do you got for this one?
Oh, it's getting into November. I mean, it may not be cold, but it'll be at least a little bit windy, at least in Buffalo. And the Dolphins just don't win in Buffalo, no matter where it is, no matter what weather it is. I have this as a loss for the Dolphins, 4-4.
All right. What about you, Marcos? What do you got for this one, buddy?
See, this is a benefit of going last. You get to take bits and pieces from everyone.
Hmm.
I too, Tobin, have them splitting the series. J Fig, I understand what you mean with Leroy's mixed signals.
So much mixed signals. I'm out here thinking it's a loss, and then he goes ahead and tells me, no, it's a win.
I'm telling you, he's setting all of us for a loop, and I
Look at
agree
his
with
face.
Robbie.
He's not even sleeping anymore.
It's gonna be windy, and that lake effect snow. Yeah, that lake effect snow could definitely.
What?
Yeah,
LES.
yeah,
but
lake
if
effect.
you're not familiar. You're not familiar with weather where it just snows for no damn reason whatsoever.
I don't like it.
Exactly. That's that lake effect snow. With that being said, because it is not on prime time, the Dolphins will win.
Interesting. All right.
Wow, you went around the world to get back next.
It really was a surprise.
You gave us
How
mixed
about
signals too.
All right. Well, guess what? The vaunted primetime is back the next week as they are going out to La La Land to take on the LA Rams. Sean McVay, Mike McDaniel, at one time co-workers. No longer do they have the scariest man alive. That title now belongs to the Browns because now that Aaron Donald is gone, Myles Garrett has the crown.
Definitely.
But I have this as a primetime win for the Miami Dolphins. Not scared of LA. D Wade's going to be there. It's going to be a delightful night for Miami all around. Leroy, what do you say?
How do you already know he's going to attend?
Oh, he loves Rams games. D Wade loves Rams games. Everybody knows that about D Wade.
What if something comes up?
What do you mean?
What
Like
if
a
he can't
statue
make
reveal.
No, I think that's going to be earlier in the season.
Oh, okay.
Good call, though. I mean, so thank you for the awareness on it. He does have a statue reveal. I mean, maybe they do save it. Maybe that's a Christmas reveal. Who knows? Anyway, Spirit Leroy, what say you?
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say it's a loss.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you know, Spirit Leroy would say that because he's a big fan of Pikachu.
Puka Nakua?
Yes, indeed.
What about you, Robbie?
Nice, comfortable dome. It's in LA. Feel like there'll be a lot of Dolphins fans in there. Who knows how the health of Matthew Stafford at this point of the season? Maybe broke it down by this point. I got this as a win for the Dolphins. 5-4.
All right, there you go. Marcos?
Yeah, I got this as a win as well. I cannot name more than 3 Rams.
Well, we have 2 of their most recognizable champions on the team now with Odell Beckham Jr. and Jalen Ramsey. So there's that. All right, then we have to pull on the heartstrings, and I think even Leroy is going to want to get in on this one.
Yeah.
The return. Week 11, the Las Vegas Wilkins come to town for a 1:00 kick on November 17th. Christian Wilkins comes to town, and some may say what he did to Josh Allen anger him. Maybe grab his nuts. Maybe poke places he shouldn't have poked.
Maybe.
Bit of an agitator. He now puts the shoe on the other foot. We know that there are times Omar Kelly has said he's broken the confidence of Liam Eichenberg in practice. Now he gets to get his revenge on an offensive line he knows very well. Fortunately for him, this is definitely going to be a Teron Armstead missing game. We unveil new statue. All on the offensive line. And unfortunately for old fat cat Christian Wilkins, you sold your soul. But for a lot of money, and they're not going to get a win. So enjoy mediocrity plus your quarterback's Gardner Minshew. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I don't know what to tell you. The Dolphins' defense is the bob and weave is going to be fully in effect at that point, and he's going to think to himself, "What could have been?" And sealer it on up. He's going to have a new best friend, Tier Tart.
Whoa.
The only thing that's going to be tart is the taste of that L for Christian Wilkins.
Wow.
Win for the Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
Leroy?
Passionate.
No, you love Christian Wilkins. What's that?
That's your guy.
That's your
What do you
guy.
think about your guy,
What do you think? You gonna win? Revenge game? Little revenge game? Leroy, what do you say, buddy? Going once.
Here we go.
Spirit Leroy?
He's heartbroken.
He is.
But he's also heartbroken because the Dolphins might lose. So it's a loss for me.
Wow. Okay. So the Wilkins, she's got the old Dante Culpepper touching the knee. 5 touchdowns.
Damn it.
How about that? Robbie?
I'm sure Wilkins is going to come on with you guys that week. We're going to talk about cooking. Wilkins is going to be all sorts of distracted. Plus, bad team at home. This is the Dolphins' recipe for victory. That is a win for the Dolphins. 6-4.
All right.
Whoa.
Wow. Marcos?
Do you guys remember the last couple meetings with these Raiders?
I know that Ryan Fitzpatrick threw a Hail Mary with his face twisted off.
Correct. Beat Aiden O'Connell last year.
Let's revisit the last 3 matchups.
3 straight years against the Raiders?
2020, I think they missed 22. But 2020, it was a 26-25 win for the Dolphins.
Okay.
2021, it was an overtime victory for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
And like Robbie said, we barely squeaked one out last year. So I think this is the year that the Raiders come back. Christian Wilkins has an amazing game, and I'm going to give the Raiders a victory here.
All righty. Do we want to waste a lot of time on the weak Patriots, or do we all have wins for that one?
Win.
Everybody win. Everybody's a win there.
7-4.
Right there, yeah.
Agreed. All right, now we get to the juicy part of the schedule.
Juicy.
Because I'm talking turkey. All right.
JP didn't like that.
Now, what?
She didn't like
That made me uncomfortable.
Turkey's delicious on Thanksgiving. The Miami Dolphins. Leroy, say it. Come on, say it. In Green Bay, come on, say it. Say the thing. Come on. I'm not making you play the game, but just say the Green Bay thing. Come on, do it.
Oh. The Miami Dolphins travel to Green Bay to play in the frozen tundra.
Frozen tundra.
All right.
Of Lambeau Field.
It's not really frozen, apparently.
No,
just spoils in there. Now, it's cold. I mean, there's no mincing words, Leroy.
It's
November 28th.
November 28th. The high might be 50.
Really?
It doesn't get cold. The coldest months. Hold on. The coldest months up north are usually late December and January, not November. So it might be in the 30s, right? But it's not going to be like -2 or -3 like when they play Kansas City.
Let me see the statistics from Green Bay the last couple games, or the last couple Thanksgiving games. Last year, not that bad actually. 41.
Yeah. I was there.
Yeah,
why don't you guys believe me? I play there every year.
Beautiful Thanksgiving weather in Green Bay.
I played in Michigan in November, Cleveland in November, and Minnesota in November. I know what the weather's like.
You know what? He's flipped me. And not only that, the last time Tua played the Packers on a holiday, I claimed that he ruined Christmas.
You did.
I didn't know he was concussed.
Very concussed.
Ergo, this is classic Tua revenge game. He will finally prove against a good team on prime time in the cold, frigid, maybe kind of brisk weather that he can hang. I got to win for the Miami Dolphins on Turkey Day. Woo! Getting the turkey leg if they do that.
Oh,
do they do that? Spirit Leroy?
No, they only do the turkey leg for the
Fox
first game, for the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Well, you get it. You guys get it. You get
it. You get it.
Spirit Leroy?
Revenge game. It's a win.
Wow. Revenge game?
Microphone broke there, but
broke your microphone.
Very enthusiastic. RTD?
On the road. It's gonna be a little cold, but maybe not as cold as as we thought it would be. But still, Jordan Love, Tua, same draft class. I have this as a loss for the Dolphins, 7-5.
All right. Wow. What about you, Marcos?
I got that as a win. I think you're right. He ruined Christmas last time he played the Packers. He's eager to get a revenge game. I got the Dolphins winning.
All right. Dolphins winning. Feeling good at this point. I have them at 10-2 on the year. Ooh. Unfortunately, you know what happens after Thanksgiving, everybody?
Uh-oh.
Sometimes you get a little bit sleepy from tryptophan, and especially against a dastardly team like the New York Jets. And I have the Dolphins slipping up at home. Another letdown game for the Miami Dolphins against that kook Aaron Rodgers.
Is this our first meeting against the Jets this year?
Yeah, this is the first meeting against the Jets, December.
Wow. Okay.
So I got them losing. Leroy
agrees with you. He agrees with you. It's also a loss.
Awesome loss. Wow.
All right. Robbie?
Who knows if Aaron Rodgers' Achilles is still going to hold up by this point? Who knows what kind of ayahuasca he's going to be on? I have this as a win for the Dolphins, 8-5.
All right. 8-5. And Marcos, what about you?
I have this as a win, actually. I think we're going to kill them. How about that?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go quickly through these last 4.
Let's do it.
Houston. That's a win for me. On the road. Houston ain't ready. They're going to get exposed as frauds this year. Yep. That's my big take. Houston, frauds. The division stinks. Everyone's going to be onto them. Win for the Dolphins. Spirit Leroy?
Leroy's face widened when you said that, so
He's
it's a
angry about it.
loss.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Robbie?
I know it's a dome, but on the road, CJ Stroud, proven blacksmith, and now you give him Stephon Diggs, who's still, by the way,
he's a proven blacksmith.
Proven blacksmith after what he did last year with all those receivers. Now you give him Stephon Diggs, who, by the way, Jalen Ramsey will not be covering no matter what happens. The opposite corner, whether it's Cater Kahoo or no Igbenogany, is going to find a way covering Stephon Diggs, and he's going to light up the Dolphins. I have this as a loss, 8-6.
The Dallas Cowboy now.
Doesn't even play with us anymore.
Marcos?
I have this as a loss as well. I think Houston is a good team. It was a hot take by you, sir. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Well, next week, the new week after that, week 16, that's an actual good team coming to town. The San Francisco 49ers. And I like to call this, you got to show me something. Okay. I can't pick in good faith the Dolphins against Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers until I see it. Mike McDaniel's going to have to show me something. I can't, in good faith, pick this as a win for the Miami Dolphins at all. So I have a loss, week 16, hosting San Francisco. Spirit, Leroy, and Scoobs.
Scoob says it's a
loss?
Yeah.
Looks like we're heading for another December swoon. Robbie?
Yeah, the swoon is in effect. Massive loss. And I think 25 years from now, there'll be the roast of Brock Purdy. We'll have that 25 years from now. But massive loss.
Oh, look at that. By the way, Brock Purdy, mobile.
Frog Boy?
Yeah, I got that as a loss as well. Got to prove to me something, baby. Got
All right. The next week, this is the game I'm maybe scared of the most because we have a man whose heart will be torn. I dubbed this the Leroy Horde Bowl.
Ooh.
Sunday Night Football. The Miami Dolphins.
Wow.
Cleveland. And that's a physical team. They got Myles Garrett. Scared of him.
Yep.
Scary. All right.
Good news is they don't have Joe Flacco.
Thank God. The only thing saving us is maybe Deshaun Watson. Got paid way too much money. But it's cold. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's gonna be frigid temperatures. I got that as a loss. I think that's gonna be an ugly one for the Fins.
Now I see why you picked the Texans as a win because it is not looking good.
Well, I got them at 11-5 right now. It's okay. You know, we're still in an okay spot. We're in an okay spot going into the final week. Spirit, Leroy?
Leroy, is there anything you want to contribute to change
who you
my
rooting
mind?
for?
Browns, Dolphins, who you got,
Dolphins.
Leroy? Come on. Leroy.
Timbo Slice says, tread lightly, guys. He may rage quit the show.
Okay. It's a loss.
Robbie?
Yeah, massive loss. Cold. Myles Garrett. This feels like the Kansas City game in the playoffs all over again. Same kind of weather. Loss. 8-8.
Is it ever warm at the end of November in Cleveland, Leroy?
Yeah. Like I told you.
Or end of December. I'm
What
sorry.
is warm?
End of December?
December?
No. Like they go, it's balmy outside, and if you reach a high of 30. So, and they have real lake effect snow also. And their stadium is right on the water.
What say you, Flyles Garrett?
Damn, he's good. Unfortunately, the swoon continues. Got another loss. 3 in a row for me.
All right, finally, week 18 against the Jets. This is a winner-take-all game for the division, ladies and gentlemen. Winner take all for the division on the road. MetLife takeover for the Dolphin fan who heads up there. And also, surprise, Aaron Rodgers has left the Jets. He's now going to try and become vice president again.
He is now the Dalai Lama.
After the election, and he's upset with the results, he's now turned to a political career. So he is no longer the Jets quarterback. So I have the Dolphins winning that game.
Whoa.
Win for the Miami Dolphins. Spirit Leroy?
Come on.
Whoa.
W. All right, nice. We got props. That's cool.
Robbie?
Yeah, I think Tim Boyle will be quarterbacking for the Jets at this point, and he's going to throw another 100-yard pick six at the end of the half again. I have this as a win for the Dolphins in the window at 9-8, under 9.5 for those of you wondering.
All right. Rock boy?
All right. Currently, I have them at 11-5, I believe. Now, this is a big game for the division. Prime time, bright lights. Tua throws 3 picks in less than 150 yards. We lose this game.
So you have him at
Leroy
what?
just gave you a face. I hope you saw it.
That's what happens. I got him at 11-6. Right? Does that make sense?
No,
Yeah, that makes
then
sense.
10-7. Then you just said you had him at, what did you have him at? You had him at 11-5?
How many losses do I have here? I have 6
Wait,
losses.
Did you say
6
they won or they
losses.
lost?
6 losses. So you have him at 11-6.
Yes, indeed.
11-6. Spirit Leroy, what'd you finish? You finished 11-6?
Let me go see. I cannot say right
You
now.
know, I'm comfortable with this, though. I feel confident. I feel like this is right down their alley. They're going to lose all the important games in December and still have a good enough record to be like, well, it wasn't that bad of a season.
I got them at 12-5.
Wow.
12-5. Now, the swoon is going to be a part, but they're going to have a big fluffer to start.
I'm sorry. What did I say for week 4?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
I think
That's
I
a win. That's a loss. Robbie, we missed you.
I thought I wrote
Hey.
The number one sports adjacent show in America.
Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Thanks again to Robbie the Degenerate for stopping by. You can follow him now, by the way, on Instagram, at Robbie the Degenerate. Look at him getting onto social media. How about that?
Always fun running into Robbie, right?
Yep, always, dude. Always. QMac says, or QC Man says, got a little dyslexia there. A little behind, but Melissa Stark and NBC definitely did the turkey leg thing on Thanksgiving as well, not just Fox. Well, maybe they decided after the late John Madden, they're like, you know what, it's up for grabs for anybody.
And then John Madden, let's be clear, he did the turducken. Yeah.
Which I got to tell you, intrigues me.
No, it doesn't.
What do you mean?
It's disgusting.
Is it?
Dude.
Are you not a duck fan?
No.
Really?
A duck is oily.
Whoa, dude.
I have heard that before. I've heard that before.
A duck is oily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the whole duck is like
foie gras.
That's goose liver.
That's goose liver. You
duck
idiot.
goose.
And he was like a reliever for the Marlins last year.
No.
What is wrong? Like, we can't have conversations.
Goose liver.
Somebody is gonna do the thing.
Let's get to our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Before we get to cat talk, last night, the Avalanche stay alive. They win game 5 against the Stars 5-3. They now trail in that series 3-2. So, like the Boston Bruins, we're able to extend things. But in our cat talk, which is always brought to us by our friends over at Celsius, hockey fans, don't sit this one out. When it's game time, make Celsius a part of your play and get that energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink. Oh,
your Florida Panthers.
Panthers.
Now, I'm paying attention to you guys. But I'm watching some Tiger Woo.
Oh, I understand. I understand. The only cat talk we really have is we're getting ready for game.
Yeah, we love Paul Maurice. That's it.
Yeah, we love Paul Maurice. Game 7 tomorrow. Not nervous. I think the Cats are going to get this thing done. Swayman was amazing, but I think they'll break through this last game. I'm expecting Reinhardt to light their ass up like a Christmas tree tomorrow. I would like Kachuk to get it going a little bit. You know, I really haven't seen much of him other than delivering those blows to the face of Pasta. I'd like to see Kachuk get into the action, Leroy.
Hey. Oh my God, Dade South.
Dade South says J-Fig likes the turducken because it's a 3-for-1 dead bird.
J-Fig's murderer.
-1.
As if your bird murdering was a Walmart special.
Oh my God.
Point for Twitcher.
Leroy, if you could give us an update from the PGA Championship, which is brought to us by Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Get there. Day 1 over at Valhalla.
Now, same thing happened last week. So I'm going to just take everybody to have a little caution with this. But Xander Schauffele is 8 under, and he is running away with this thing. He did the same thing last week, though. At one point, he had a 5-shot lead on Sunday, and Rory won. So
he can blow it. You're saying?
I don't know, but you know what? I'm a believer in this, and I say this, in sports. Put yourself in this situation every time, and eventually you're going to get over the hump. The only way you can't get over the hump is if you don't get there. So all these teams that complain about getting to the playoffs every year but not winning the championship, just keep getting to the playoffs. It's gonna pop, right? He's at 8 under. Robert McIntyre's at 5 under. Tony Finau at 5 under, and then it goes down to 3 under. Ben Coles, Jordan Spieth, Sahith Theegala, Taylor Moore is at 3 under, and Tiger went on a little run here. Let me see where he is right now. He is, after going back to back, he's even par. So Tiger is good enough to golf with these guys, right? He's going to always be right around par, a couple under par, but I don't think he's good enough to go low, right? To shoot 8 under, to shoot 5 under. And I think that's why it's hard for him to win one of these things unless it's something like the U.S. Open, and even par wins the event.
Gotcha. We'll keep you guys posted as Leroy is boots on the iPad watching Valhalla. We'll take a break. Back with more silly sauce after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program. We'll play a little Goosies, No Goosies next hour. If you guys missed That's a Win, That's a Loss, you guys can get the Tobin and Leroy podcast and go back and listen. Use the Odyssey app or go back on our YouTube page or Twitch and go back and watch the show on demand. Talk a little fighting coming up later this hour with Savannah Marshall. She's making her PFL debut in a couple of weeks. And I love British accents. So, yeah, she is a undisputed champion. Yes, but also
just the British
accents, dude. Love accents. By the way, speaking of London, UFC 304 just announced, Marcos.
Ooh.
Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad for the welterweight title. Tom Aspinall, who I believe trains with Savannah, is fighting Curtis Blades, defending his interim heavyweight championship, because John Jones, who is the reigning heavyweight champion, though he hasn't fought in over a year, he's going to fight Stipe at MSG, and they're going to make that for the belt, even though they're both retiring after the fight. So,
who's retiring?
John Jones and Stipe.
John Jones is retiring?
That's the word. That's the
what
word.
If he loses? You think if he loses, he's still going to retire?
I don't know.
It's hard to say with him, man.
It is hard to say with him. It is hard to say
anything with this guy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what isn't hard to say. These Giants uniforms are awful.
They look like rugby uniforms.
Throw this up, J-Fig, for our Twitch and YouTube audience, because my God, they are god awful. Yeah, they.
Why do they have a wingtip helmet like Michigan?
Did they do that back in the day? Like, did the 1904 Giants?
This is not throwbacks.
So
These
what is
alternate? They've never worn these.
They've never worn these.
And here's what I hate.
Oh, they wore these.
No, they didn't. Here's what I hate. Why, when teams go to these funky jerseys, they always go with the tan pants?
I don't know.
Remember, Green Bay did that.
That's why I'm asking.
Pittsburgh did that when they had the crazy black and gold. They went with tan pants.
You sure that these haven't been uniforms before?
Positive.
Man. Even back when Carl Weathers played?
This is actually before Carl Weathers.
Can I just say this?
What?
For reasons I can't explain, you have been relentless today. Why? What did I do?
Well, we only had 2 hours yesterday.
Oh, you had some stuff ready to go, and you couldn't.
Taking up a lot of time.
Birthday.
Giants Century Red throwback uniforms.
They're saying that the Giants have worn, like, this is bits and pieces. I have like the
they have
1933 jersey, 1938 helmet.
Wait a minute. There were 3 teams.
Yeah.
1925 pants and socks.
Yeah, exactly.
So is this like when they played at Yankee Stadium?
Yeah. Don't count.
I agree, it doesn't count, but that's their that is their reasoning. I have something I'm about to throw up here that kind of shows the history of their uniform, which who cares? Dolphins have the best uniform anyway, but you see they got the wingtip on one of them, they got the tan pants early on, and
all right, why is it okay? So is Michigan they're the OG wingtip, right? Or are they just the most famous wingtip?
They're the wing team, the OGs.
I think you're biased.
No, I think they are. I mean, Michigan's been around forever, but why did people they tried to steal it with red?
They stole it. Joe Flacco stole it at Delaware.
Yeah, with a different blue.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe back then the wingtip meant something. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But
wingtip shoe. I took a minus one. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What
-1.
Ohio State University. The debut of the first winged helmet in 1930.
That's not true.
Wow, dude.
Not true.
Seems like Michigan's been stealing for quite some time. The Michigan winged, the most famous throughout history, was 1938.
Wow.
But
All right,
before
so you guys
then,
perfected
You
it.
know why?
Princeton.
If that's the case, we went to Ohio State and said, you know what? We taking that ass and we taking
taking your stuff.
And we taking your stuff.
And for the record, Ohio State doesn't look it. It's one wing. Indiana is actually, it's very stupid. Indiana was the first one with the 3-striped wing helmet, and that was in 1933.
Interesting. I gotta tell you,
Do they even count?
I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself this summer. I gotta be honest with you guys.
Why is that, sir?
Because I'm fiending right now. Like there's so many rumors out there right now, and I can't handle it. Like
my
Zach
goodness.
Lowe said we're lurking this morning. He said we're lurking around Spida, and I'm just like I'm so excited. I can't wait.
I just
for
picture
the off season to get going.
Picture Pat Riley in disguise walking around downtown Cleveland. What are you doing? Let it go. Let's let here. Can we make a rule? Just one rule.
No, we can't make
Just
a rule.
one,
You
just
can
one.
suggest a rule, and I'll see if I abide by it.
I'll suggest a rule. Can we not talk about any of this until after basketball has ended?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not agreeing to that at all.
Why?
Well, because I have to figure out how we can work out packages for Brandon Ingram, and then I have to rank the whales in the midst of that.
Brandon
I want
Ingram?
whales. Yeah, dude, he's going to be available too. And then Trae Young. Do I even want to get into that game?
You want Brandon Ingram?
I don't know. Maybe I do. I don't know what I want. Maybe I do.
Leroy?
I just want to peruse.
Length and scoring.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
What?
Not for nothing. I don't want to win sock.
Oh, but he's a bucket, Leroy. He's a bucket.
Yeah, but
He is a skeleton, though.
Oh, he is. He is. That's for sure.
So, yes, I do want some length, and yes, he does give that on the wing, right? But my whole point of saying I want size is to get Bam into the 4.
And then we got to think about, do we go to one of the old whales? Like, do we circle the wagons on that? What's going on in Phoenix? And then what if Damian Lillard becomes available again and he decides to make a stink, and then we get a discount Dame? And there's so many things, Leroy.
You did this last year and we ran it back.
Oh, I know. But last year it was all Dame centric. Right now, I'm scattered all over the place. Like my sonar is going all over the oceans.
Echolocation.
And not only that, we may have our own disgruntled whale. I mean, this is a new wrinkle into whaling because we have.
Well, how you have your own disgruntled whale?
Well, if Jimmy doesn't get paid, he's gonna be disgruntled.
If he don't get his money now?
Oh, dude, let me tell you something. Yes.
I don't know, man.
You don't think he's just gonna be happy for Bam?
Oh,
come on, he's a good teammate.
Is he gonna be happy for Bam? Yeah, if he gets his $60 million, he's gonna be happy.
Dr. Toboggan said Oyster Burns didn't like those uniforms back in 25.
Gaffman wants to know, is Captain Tobin Ahab back? I mean, dude, I got to still go to the store because, again, we're charting. Like, here's how I would say it, Gaff, man. I would say I'm like getting my crew together for the voyage. We haven't gone out yet, but I got to get me a boat. I got to get me a bunch of scallywags. I got to get me a crew.
What exactly is a scallywag?
Oh,
scallywag, dude. People who are going to be my cronies on the ship. They'll swab the poop deck. I got to have somebody up in the crow's nest looking at you, frog boy. And
what is a scallywag?
A scallywag. They're part of the crew.
Yeah, it's like a negative version of Dan Day.
What?
Dan Day is like a positive scallywag.
A scallywag is a noun, a scamp, a rascal. Scallywags were viewed as traitors by the Southerners.
Wow. That's what you want on your ship?
Wow.
So you made me not want a scallywag, right?
Scallywag.
See, that was my point. It sounded good, but you
didn't do the research.
Right.
It's an infected scab. That's what it sounds.
A scallywag was a white Southerner who supported the Republican Party and its policy of black emancipation.
I got to stop picking the scallywag.
So basically, you're saying you want a whole bunch of racists on your boat.
No, actually, they're opposite races. They were Southerners who wanted the freed slaves.
Oh.
Yeah.
The racists hated the scallywags.
Yeah. So tell me what you think about the scallywags now, Leroy.
You know what? We are going to get the scallywags off the ship, but I do need a crew. I need a crew on my ship. That's where I'm at right now. So we'll hit the voyage out there at one point, but I'm not ready. I'm not ready to say that the captain is back, but the captain is plotting. Oh, he's plotting.
Putting together a team.
Oh man, could I talk myself into Brandon Ingram? That is a question.
Depends at what price.
Why would Donovan Mitchell want to go to Brooklyn?
What the hell in Brooklyn?
Is he from there?
He is, but like, who cares? Grow up, Peter Pan. Don't you want to live somewhere cool? Brooklyn. What are you, a hipster? We have that. It's called Wynwood.
It's called
Wynwood.
Wait, hipsters don't live in Jersey.
Oh, they do now in Brooklyn.
Oh,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn.
Yeah, in
Brooklyn. Yeah, they definitely do now. Actually.
Brooklyn midget.
Take a break. Talk to Savannah Marshall coming up next.
Need a beat. Here we go again. That boy South. You don't feel USA. Block entertainment.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. And let's go out to the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop hundreds of Toyotas indoors in one of America's largest showrooms at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan. She is undisputed champion in boxing, but now has decided to take it to the cage. She's fighting in the PFL coming up on June 8th in Newcastle. You guys can watch that on DAZN for PFL Europe. Savannah Marshall joining us here on the show. What's up, champ? How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good, thank you.
So why do you want to get into MMA? I mean, you're master in boxing, Savannah. Why the hell do you want to step into the cage? It's like you're at the peak of your powers right now. I don't understand this insane journey you're going on.
Oh, listen, every morning I wake up, I think, what on earth have I let myself in for? Every morning, but no, it was just the opportunity. It was there was nowhere really left for me to go in boxing. I was undisputed champion. The girl who I'd just beat, it'd become my mandatory again. No one really wanted to see that fight, and the only fight really left out there for me was the rematch with Clarissa, which hasn't happened, doesn't look like it's going to happen. And then you had the PFL who come to me and said, look, have you ever thought about doing MMA? Potential for you to fight Clarissa in the cage. So that's what got me to sign on the dotted line.
How hard was it to cross over to learn different skills from boxing?
Oh, I massively underestimated it. Massively. I've been boxing for 23 years. I've probably been elite for the past 8 years. And this is the first time in a long time I'm an absolute novice. I've had to join in beginner classes. I'm getting choked out by people half the size.
Oh my God.
Massively underestimated it.
What so is like the jiu-jitsu is like that the hardest part? Is it taking kicks? Like what has been the thing you're just like, oh my God, this like has there been a point where you're just like this is too much?
Actually, the BJJ and the grappling, I like the most. I really, really like it. The thing I've found the hardest is transitioning my boxing style. So I used to lean right back on the back foot. Can't do this in MMA because you're going to get tucked down. I used to have my hands below my waist. I used to slip and slide. Can't do that in MMA because there's kicks coming up from the floor. You're going to kick in the head. So I've had to like square right up, hips back, hands up here. So that's been the hardest transitioning from boxing.
We were just in Vegas for Canelo Jaime Munguia, and that was a really cool atmosphere. You had 2 Mexican fighters, and the crowds are going wild. But like UK crowds, Savannah, I mean, they seem just absolutely insane. Can you could you explain to us who have never been across the pond to see that, just how crazy the fight fans are over there?
Oh, they are. They really are. I think it's because they don't just see it as fight night. They see it as a night out, a night to get drunk, a night to meet up with friends. It's not just about watching boxing or MMA. It's a whole social event.
And like, is it the singing that you find to be the most delightful, or is it the celebratory drinking they're doing afterwards?
Oh, it's the stories afterwards. The stories, how you hear about people didn't even get to see the fight because they were getting up to all sorts or having a fight themselves.
I saw your Instagram. You did some training with Tom Aspinall, the UFC champ. What has that been like? Did you get to pick his mind at all about this transition for you?
Yeah, so I trained with Tom's dad, Andy. So I've known Andy and Tom since I turned professional in boxing because Tom used to train with my boxing trainer, Peter Fury. And then I remember Tom coming in the gym one day and saying, oh, I'm going to focus on MMA. That was about 7 years ago. And he always come to spar. I always seen him and his dad. So when I got presented with this opportunity, Andy's dad was probably the only MMA coach that I knew. So that's how that come about. But it's been great. Tom's a lovely man. His dad's a great coach. So it's been great. And also Tom's from that boxing background as well. Although he's black belt in BJJ, he's had a professional fight himself, so he can understand things I'm struggling with.
The crossover to put your hands up and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, you can.
Has it been wild though? You seeing how successful he's been? Because like no one's been able to really touch him other than an injury, but like he's skyrocketed since he's come to the UFC.
Do you know what? Witnessing him train, I can see why, because his fast twitch muscle fibers, he's just lightning fast. His reactions, his footwork, that I think I can see why people can't get anywhere near him.
For your upcoming fight, like, do you sense that you're do you feel like there's going to be nerves? Like, do you think about at night when you're going through all this, do you feel like it's getting you all prepared, or do you anticipate there going to be a lot of nerves that step into the cage?
100%, 100%. I can honestly say now in boxing, I've had 14 professional fights, and I don't get nervous for boxing. I really don't. If anything, it's a bit of I've got to get up for it. Where this is just the unknown. It's going into the unknown realm. 4-ounce gloves, even the littlest details like walking to the cage in flip flops. Most fighters would never have to think about that, but this is all new for me. This is just wow. How's this going to pan out?
Man, yeah,
it's crazy. It is.
What
things you'd never think about.
I know you got to focus on this fight, but that rivalry with you and Clarissa, like, how much would you like the opportunity just to get that to happen again in PFL? You know, she's done it too, and it's been pretty awesome to see, you know, two all-time greats in boxing put yourselves out there like that, because there's not a lot of the reverse. There's not a lot of boxers who are crossing over, especially in men's boxing, to mixed martial arts. It's always the other way around, of the former MMA, UFC guys going to boxing. So just how would you find that to be as exciting to do it, even if it wasn't a different combat sport?
Yeah, 100%, because it's a new narrative. And like you said, you very rarely get boxers crossing over. And look, I can see why, because it's hard. It's so hard. I think boxing's easier. I really do. I think I think boxing's more. Don't get me wrong. There's skill involved in MMA, but MMA is just literally having a fight, having a scrap. Whereas boxing's a little bit more tactical. Like I said, but I can see why a lot of boxers don't cross over into the MMA world, because it's just savage.
Well, we can't wait to see it, Savannah. We're looking forward to it. June 8th, you guys can watch it on DAZN. PFL Europe gets going as she's starting her journey on over there. Before we get you out there, big boxing match coming up this weekend: Tyson Fury and Usyk. Do you have a prediction how you think this one's going to shake out?
If Tyson turns up, I think Tyson stops him with a body shot.
Have you were there any concerns you had after the way the Francis fight went? Because that was pretty crazy to see Ngannou actually be able to have some kind of success against him. So do you feel like there's any concern that maybe he won't show up on this upcoming weekend?
When I say,
well, we lost her. The Furies, the Furies took over the connection, Leroy.
Oh, stop it there.
Gypsy Kings didn't want to know.
Yeah.
She was great.
Very pleasant.
Very pleasant.
Right?
Very pleasant.
And you got to really listen, because the accent.
Oh,
right?
it's a good accent, dude.
It's a great accent.
But she is it's one of those people you have a conversation with and not realize that she could kick your ass.
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
But I will say this. All of the fighters from over there, all the people from over there, have a nasty, I will rip your throat out type of, they all think like that over there. So when she's talking about, they're having a party and fighting, and they talk about the fights before the fight, I could see it. It didn't surprise me at all.
Stop them with the body shot. I just like the way they talk. It's so great.
But she's very you know what I mean? We talk to boxers and MMA guys that are like that, but it's just a fun conversation.
Tobin was fighting for his life not to imitate her accent.
Oh,
it was very pleasant.
You almost let it slip in the beginning,
very
though.
pleasant. Very
The fact
pleasant.
that she started speaking, you almost went into accent
was good.
mode.
Right. But it sucks in her sport, especially in boxing, because there's not a lot of women to fight.
No, it's basically her and Clarissa. They fought.
They can't keep fighting.
And Clarissa beat her. She beat Clarissa in the amateurs. Clarissa beat her in the pros. So now they might fight in MMA. That's kind of the storyline there. So
right. And it sucks that somebody as talented as her or Clarissa have to make a move like this just to get action.
Yep.
Right. And so you don't really get to appreciate how good of a boxer she is, because now, like she said, and I 100% agree. I said, what was the thing you're getting used to? Getting kicked in the head. right. You can't be used to it and putting your hands up. Like, so like just her whole explanation of the crossover is like, yep, I can see all that.
Yeah. So anyway, if you guys missed earlier in the show, Dolphins released their schedule. A lot of primetime action for the Finns, which should be fun. Marcos is an absolute coward. He has only the Dolphins at 11 wins.
What? That doesn't make
coward,
me a
dude.
coward.
Yeah,
Look,
coward.
What did you have him at?
12.
You're just a slightly less coward than him.
Dude, I will be genuine, but like I said it, and that's when that's a loss. But like I looked at the end of that schedule, and I was like, Jesus.
So there could be a team here. They could have literally 10 wins going into Thanksgiving.
I think so.
And then we're gonna have the same conversation we had last.
I think it's what's frustrating about it is like,
right.
oh,
But so
man.
let me ask you this.
But a lot more.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If they get to Thanksgiving and they have 9 or 10 wins,
and
then they split going out, would you think this team is better?
Yeah, but I would.
Listen, you got to have little battles, man. Like you don't go from you don't hardly win any primetime games to all of a sudden winning them all and winning the Super Bowl. You normally have a jump like that. Like,
well, if Tua wins that game in Cleveland, because I don't know how good Cleveland's going to be, but I know they're going to be tough. I know
they're going to be tough. They're going to run the ball. They're going to play physical, but the question is still going to be around Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, so I don't know how good that team is going to be, but I could see it being a monster matchup. And either way, I know nothing's breaking Myles Garrett. So elements, stakes, even if it's, and it stays primetime, like, yeah, it's going to be one to know. San Francisco's obviously, they're always great. I mean, you're going to be hard pressed to have me believe they're not going to be a double-digit win team again.
But that's what I'm saying. If you get to that portion of the year, you have 9 or 10 wins. It means you're going to have 9 or 10 wins with 6 games left, right?
Yeah. Well,
and then you go 3-3, right? Regardless of what happens the rest of that season, you're going to say, hey, they're trending in the right direction and winning some of these games. It's probably going to give them a home game, right? So your season is turned around and your franchise is turned around in a different way. Here's the thing. I don't want them to struggle on the defensive side of the ball early in the year because of all the players that are either out for injury or what have you. Right. And that's the only thing I'm worried about. I'm not worried about the offense. I'm worried about how they're going to patch this defense together until their guys get back and then figure out what to do when they're at full strength.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that for the narrative that they're going to have to shake the whole good team narrative, like, yeah, they're going to have the Bills, but I think every other team early on, like the challenge is at the end. It is. And so if the Dolphins, they're going to have to show some different stuff, I think, early on in the year. I don't know.
Here's what's going to happen, too. Say if they blow out Tennessee on Monday night in a prime time. You know what everybody's going to say? It's not a primetime game. It was Tennessee.
You should have done it last year.
But no, you see what I mean? So is that if they win this primetime game, right, let's not move the bar and say, oh, but it was Tennessee.
The only needle movers for them early on, I think, unless Drake May comes and lights the world on fire, which I'm not expecting, but the only needle mover games for them early on are the Buffalo games and handling Buffalo, because Buffalo's whooped their ass most of the time.
Right. I got it.
You kind of played that's a win, that's a loss there. I mean, not really, but like kind of. Like you broke down. Like you did chunks of schedules.
First of all,
Jennifer,
stop it. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right
I'm
now.
just repeating what you said.
All right. Here's what I did. Right?
You and I have no problem.
I have no problem with you saying I think the Dolphins are gonna be 13-4 or 12-5. I don't have a problem with that, right? But how these wins come about, they never pan out. And everybody plays that's a win, that's a loss. They never work out that way.
You didn't like my take that Aaron Rodgers is going to leave the Jets because he's so disgusted with the election results?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That right there.
I mean, dude, I saw a clip of him yesterday. Aaron Rodgers is like talking to Tucker Carlson. He goes, "You know they can put things on your computer, right?" I'm just like, "Oh my god."
Here's the other thing that annoys the hell out of me. Why do we think Aaron Rodgers is Tom Brady?
Oh, he's not.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh, he's not.
We can just plug and play him, and he's going to make – because guess what?
Kirk Cousins too, by the way.
He had the best team with the best players and the number one seed. He didn't win a championship then.
No, a lot of chokes.
So why all of a sudden do we think he's going to go to a new franchise with not as good a team as he had in Green Bay and do more in a better conference?
Aaron, you guys really struggled today against the Dolphins pass rush. What happened? He goes, they're out to get us. They're out to get us. We can't say that there was not a hack here onto our plays.
So
What did you say?
See, those are the questions I have about this. I have no idea what Drake May is going to do, but that whole team has lack of talent.
Yeah,
they're going to be pretty good defensively, right? Offensively, they're not going to be able to score again.
Right. Agreed.
The Jets, okay, everybody talked about their defense, but I'll tell you this. And I can say this without a doubt. When the Dolphins had an awesome defense and no offense, the games were still close. The Jets got blown out a lot with that supposedly vaunted defense. And don't put it on the offense and say, oh, the offense put them in bad spots. Because I watched this with the Dolphins down here, and they still kept the games close. So is your defense going to be that good, or your defense is only going to be as good as your offense? Which now you're putting defensive play on Aaron Rodgers again. So I ain't buying the Jets. I don't care what nobody says. I ain't buying it until I see it, because guess what? The strength of your team was supposed to be your defense, and you were, all right.
We'll take a quick break. Final hour of the show coming on up. We'll hear a little bit more from Odell Beckham Jr., who was introduced yesterday to the media. Plus, one of Leroy's favorites, doing one of their classic moves. That's next. All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you up until 2 here on the program as Florida Panthers back in action tomorrow. Brad Marchand on the practice ice for the Boston Bruins. He has spoken to the media. Not cleared yet, according to Jim Montgomery.
What exactly was wrong with him?
I think it's concussion, dude.
Okay.
I think Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett put him in protocol.
That sounds so bad.
No.
Right? Whatever.
Marchand on Sam Bennett's punch. This is from Connor Ryan, who covers the Bruins for the Boston Globe. Quote, I think he got away with a shot, but I'm not going to complain. Bleep happens. I've been on the other side of a lot of plays. That's part of the game, part of playoff hockey. Sucks to be on the other side, but that stuff happens. So
you can't.
He seems to be complaining.
Wait. I got this one. You can't say I'm not gonna complain while complaining, while admitting that you've been on the other side of it, because he's been put in the penalty box more than a lot of people, right?
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Like,
so it's like a no disrespect thing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing sneak whining instead of sneak dissing. He's sneak whining.
He ain't in concussion protocol. It takes a lot of thought to go there.
Oh man.
Again, though, he is doing some weird sort of like, I'm not going to complain, but I complain. But still, though, I think he took it better than the rest of Boston. The rest of Boston wanted Sam Bennett.
Well, because
they want him in handcuffs.
That's the pot calling the kettle black, right?
Yes.
Go look at his history.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's like if Draymond Green complains about somebody giving a dirty hit.
Pretty much.
That's what that is. That's why he has to tread lightly. He got got.
He got, dude. He got. Meanwhile, Leroy, can you get a update from Valhalla? It is the PGA Championship, round 1. Golf leaderboard update is brought to you by Edwin Watts Golf Shops. Get there.
Dude, this Xander Schauffele, he is 9 under par, which is, let's be clear, there's only a handful of people that shot 63 in a major. I don't know what I don't know if it's a par 71 or par 72, but he's at 9 under playing the 18th hole.
Sheesh.
Tony Finau is 6 under through 13. Robert McIntyre is 5 under. Ben Coles is finished at 4 under. Rory McIlroy is 4 under on 16. Cameron Smith, live guy, is at 3 under. So is Max Homa, Jordan Spieth, Sahith Theegala, Doug Ghim is finished. Let's go down. Victor Hovland's 2 under. Let's see. 2 under. I'm looking for Tiger. Tiger Woo he's somewhere around even par. Brooks Koepka's 1 under through 14. Tiger.
I was so mad at Ekblad when he had that slashing. Oh my God, was I mad at him? Oh my God,
you're not that guy.
Come on.
Tiger Woods is at even par playing his last hole.
Mm-hmm. So over Tiger Woods, like I feel like every time I get an update on him,
you'll be over him because he's gonna break down by Saturday. But
that's the problem. Right now, he's a two-day golfer.
I feel like we've been waiting for him to like show us Tiger. Is he gonna do it? Maybe this time.
He should so go to live. Like honestly,
Tiger,
yeah.
No,
few days, get a cart because
come on.
They don't wait.
Give him $1 billion.
Hey.
What? Tiger stripe uniform?
They don't use cards.
They will if they ask him. If he asks,
no.
Tiger will use a card, bro.
Leroy, they made up.
Tiger was one of the guys against the dude that had used the card for the U.S. Open.
All right, well, you want to know something, dude? Time's changing. His leg broke.
He's juiced.
Tough. He's gonna use the same excuse he used. Hey, if I can't walk, I don't play.
Leroy, they have a DJ and naked women there. I think they can give him a cart.
They drop here. Here's what they do with Liv. They load them up, they drop them off, and they walk.
Ooh.
Don't you want to see him?
We made it sound like Liv. You made it sound like the Liv tour. They were out there playing like John Daly with a beer in their cup holder.
Dude, but they could if they wanted to. They made up their own teams. The Range Goats.
Oh, it's true.
The way they were charging for hats and bags, I definitely think they can afford to give him a cart.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't he have the best uniform too? Just tiger stripe on everything.
Oh, cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Join the Tigers.
Get to the rest of our headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto
Boy,
Ford
the
Truck
Tigers.
Super Center. Why buy your truck in a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know truck. You know, it's funny because the PGA Tour, they came out with this like legacy payments. So they gave Tiger somewhere around $100 million. They gave for loyalty. Just gave a big check.
What?
Right. They gave gave Rory like $50 million, and it goes on and on and on. All the way down. Right. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, if Tiger went to live, they give him $1 billion and he'd take that $100 million check and give it right back.
They really hate John Rahm, huh?
Well, here's the problem.
Really, because he's trying to be everybody's friend.
No, well, it's not that. John Rahm and Phil Mickelson came out like really, really harsh, like going after everybody. John Rahm was on the totally opposite side, right? Talking about, I can't believe those guys did this, boom, they offer him the money, see you, right? So he's in a weird spot. But then you have guys like Brooks Koepka. He ain't say nothing. He took the money. He said, this is my decision. Boom, boom, boom. He comes back and plays and wins. Nobody has a hard time about it. It's the way in which they left with all of the nonsense, right? Now, to be fair to what Phil was talking about, isn't it ironic all of the money that the PGA Tour mysteriously found when they realized they could lose golfers? So all these tournaments are playing for 3 times the amount. They're giving money to legacy guys. They're doing all these things that these guys wanted before this tour even took place.
This was what I saw on I guess it was Golf. Is it Golf Channel? Aaron Overholser.
Yeah.
You took 500 large, and you're going to sit there and say you still feel like a PGA Tour member. I want to support the PGA Tour. I want to wring his neck through the television. I'm mad right now.
Now, can I say this?
Whoa!
Wait.
Wring his neck through the television.
Can I say this? Here's the only problem I have with that, right? You have a guy who, if he was going to live, they would have gave 50,000. He can't be commenting on a guy getting 500 million. Now, if Tiger would have said that, or Rory would have said that, come holler at me. Then I'll listen. But some of these guys on tour, on television, are making these comments that if they were in the prime of their career would have never been offered that kind of money. So don't comment on what you would or wouldn't do because you never had the opportunity to. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of unfair.
I'm picturing him like Homer Simpson trying to grab John Rahm.
And you know why he can't get his hand around his neck?
Why?
Because of all that money he's laying in. Right? So that finished that cartoon, right?
John Rahm just shows up with a foam collar, but it's made of money.
Right. But that's my point. You understand, like, we do this all the time, right? Fans do it with players that leave and go somewhere else to make more money. Talking about, I would never do that. The hell you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. Now, the problem with these golfers was they left making all these ridiculous comments.
But it would be like, I think what he's trying to say is John Rahm still saying like, oh, it'd be like Christian Wilkins going to be like, well, I'm still a Dolphin. It's like, but you're not. It's fine, but you're not. You know? Okay,
but blame the Dolphins for that.
Fine. But it's I think that's
so if he says I'll always be a Dolphin, I'm a Dolphin for life. You don't believe that?
No.
No, really?
No, not at the time. No, you got to wait till
Okay,
he retires.
but so but again,
Like if John
wait,
Rahm
but
wants
here,
to come back with a
let's do
career,
this.
so
But let's do this. Let's think about it like this. They're not under contract. If they don't win or they don't make a cut, they don't get paid. Right? So this is the first time any of these golfers have gotten a guaranteed check to golf.
Range Goats.
Right. So
What's
from
the
that
name?
standpoint,
Is he the Range Goats?
I don't think so.
Who's the Range Goats, J-Fig? Do you remember? I thought he was the Range Goats. I
don't remember. No.
But so from that standpoint, look, I get you could be upset, but I think it's more jealousy. I think it's more jealousy that you ain't get that opportunity.
Probably.
Now the people, it's funny because the people that would have gotten offered 500 million, right? Tiger, they were going to give a Tiger damn near $1 billion, right? Rory, they would have gave Rory 500 million, right? Scotty Scheffler, he would have got more than the 500 million. Those guys aren't saying these ridiculous things. It's always the guys, it's like, hey, when you go to see two fighters, right? And they square off. It ain't never the two fighters fighting. It's the guys with them.
Jumpsuit guy.
Right, jumpsuit guy.
We'll take a quick break here. We'll hear a little
Range
bit from
Goats, Bubba Watson.
Oh, the Cry Goats. We'll take a break. We'll hear a little bit from OBJ getting introduced to the Dolphins media yesterday. Back after this. We're back. Tobin and Leroy take you up till 2 here on the program. Hey, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law firm? Your accidentattorneys.com, free consultation 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
Well, it was a little rainy this morning. And it looks like it could rain some more. It is mostly cloudy. Rain clouds looking pretty good there. Winds are light at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And I'm guessing the light winds with the overcast and the 90+ degree temperatures are a recipe for some rain.
Yeah, it rained over here a little bit earlier too. Sunny Bunny was pissed because she was outside. She goes, "Hey man, left me out here."
Oh, do you just let the dogs out?
Yeah, I got a fenced-in yard. She's
I do too, but that doesn't stop them all from going swimming if you don't pay attention.
Oh, she hates the pool. She'll never go swimming.
Really?
Hates the pool.
Well, Oreo hates the pool, but the other two play catch with each other, and you could just hear. Sounds like there's 12 kids doing belly busts in the pool.
Put your mic back. Thank you. Odell Beckham Jr. was introduced yesterday.
Somebody made a very valid point. Curious.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time you seen a press conference with a third wide receiver?
It is a great point. Not very common, but obviously he is very famous.
Okay.
Is he more famous than good now?
Yes.
Interesting.
Because when you ask kids about Odell Beckham that are young right now, oh, he dated Kim Kardashian.
No. They're not going to say the one hand?
No, they don't know that. They're like, that was
He made that a
12
thing.
years ago.
He made it a thing.
That's 12 years ago.
All these kids who want to do that, he did that. He made that
I
cool.
understand that, but think about it. When you're talking about generations, okay, those kids are in college now, got jobs. We're talking about the Tommy. You think Tommy knows Odell Beckham?
No.
Okay.
But he will. He knows the cheetah and waddle. I haven't taught him the ways yet of OBJ.
Y'all don't go get your face busted in trying to make one-handed catches. Because I just see you. Just read the toe. Read the tips. Read the tips, Tommy. You got this.
Well, I do want Odell Beckham, to get over his fear of lefty quarterbacks. But, listen
That's
to
dude, that's not a thing.
that he said that's, but he was worried it was a thing.
It's not a thing.
By the way, speaking of,
if you can catch a football, you can catch a damn football. He can catch a football.
Speaking of our favorite little lefty quarterback, kind of lean, dude. I don't know if you've seen him, but the latest Instagram post of Tua.
Let's see.
Dude is looking like he has dropped some LBs.
Dude, can I just please tell you?
Look at that. Look at him.
Can I just please just explain this to you?
What?
It's the natural progression of a professional athlete, dude. Calm down.
I am calm.
No, but you're making a big deal about it, more of a big deal about it than it is.
Look at those dimples.
Again, you're making a bigger deal about it than it is.
Am I?
This is a natural occurrence. You come into the league, keep in mind, he probably would have got here 2 years ago if he would have had the time to do it his first year when he came in with a bum hip. Then the next year, they asked him to put on weight and he started having those problems. All right. So, relax. This is the progression of a professional athlete. Of course, he's going to trim down. He's going to look leaner. It also happens when you get older. You don't keeping your baby fat.
Lean though, dude. You gotta admit that's even a lot leaner than you would say. He's lean though, dude.
John Beck really whipped him into shape, huh?
Here, think about this,
dude.
Think about this. What's the new Russian?
Chop Robinson.
Chop Robinson.
Chop.
You see how Jalen Phillips has a different body type than he did when he first got into the league. Okay. You watch Chop Robinson in a couple of years, they've already figured that out. Hey, if he's 245 now,
yeah.
Say, okay, maybe we can get him to 265, 270 and still keep his same explosiveness. These are normal occurrences.
course,
Stop
dude.
acting like this is a unique thing to Tua.
Just like Pringles, dude.
What?
Once you
No.
chop, you just
No.
don't chop.
-1.
Oh.
-1.
-1.
Are you glad you came back for segment 2 after you you took away your
You rage quit?
Dude, that's not even the worst part. I slammed my computer down and closed the face. When I came back, I was having difficulty logging back in. I'm like, this is great.
Gotta ride
That's when I thought you were out for real. You were taking a while.
Right, because I couldn't log back in for some reason. It was like, this site is not available. I'm like, come on, stop playing. Tobin, stop. Come on, let me back in. I knew you had something to do with it. I absolutely knew you had something to do with it. So anyway, so stop here.
Silly sauce brings
Get
up a good
excited about exciting things that are exciting.
Silly
right?
sauce
A
brought up a
guy.
good point though.
What's that?
Oh,
could be something, could be nothing. He's wearing a hoodie.
What's that?
Deceptive.
You
Hoodies can be
wait,
deceptive.
You can still tell.
Yeah, but
bro.
you can see
You can
his
still in his
face.
face. You can tell that he's slimmer,
Interesting.
right? You can
Also,
just
look at his legs.
right.
Mm.
So yeah, it's a normal thing, man. Stop making it a big deal, right? You should appreciate the fact that he's putting the work in.
I always appreciate it. I'm Team
Okay.
Tua. You know,
Right. Okay.
Ryan Clark.
So hey, how about
tell
this?
you-
How about this, Marcos?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be something? Because he finally got healthy and all of his hip and all that stuff, and he looks slimmer and he can train probably a lot more than he has before. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it be something if he was a little more mobile?
Ooh, that really does open up some things for that quarterback, you know?
You know what you would do? If he
What?
was, say if Tua rushed for 200 yards this year, you know what you would say? You'd find something else because you're a fraud.
There's
That's
two
what
things
people
I
do.
want.
That's
No,
what
you're right,
people do.
you're right.
That's what people do. You find something else, right? Oh, remember that game? Remember that game in September when it was 3rd and 3. He couldn't make a play for us. You just keep going.
No, I mean, those are important things. Right now, he is the borderline perfect quarterback, except for two glaring deficiencies. Not mobile enough, can win the big game. If he can do that this year,
can't win the big game was way bigger though than mobile.
Right. Can I ask you a question?
To you.
How many times has Aaron Rodgers won the big game?
I mean, he won one very big game.
Okay.
He won the big game.
Right.
Do you know
Quite a-
do you know how beloved the next Dolphins quarterback that wins the Super Bowl is going to be?
Yeah. Dude, I'm going to give you a perfect example. You know who Bobby Hebert is?
Yep.
Oh,
You know why he's loved in New Orleans?
Because of his
he
voice.
won a Super Bowl.
No. Nope. He was the quarterback when they had their first winning record. That is it. If you look at Bobby Hebert's numbers, they're horrible.
I mean, you don't have to say that about him though.
Pull them up.
I don't want
No,
to.
they are.
We'll pull him up.
But he's loved in New Orleans because he was the quarterback when they started that season 10-0. That was their first winning season in the history of the franchise. So everybody's loved Bobby Hebert, and he's from that area.
Here's OBJ. He says he's past needing to be a number one wide receiver anymore.
I think it's not difficult at all anymore. Like I'm kind of past it. You know, it's just been things have happened over the stage of my career. Things happen in life. You just take the punches and roll with it. And this is where I'm at. I think having a 2-year-old gives you some patience and some maturity. And it's just not something that I really worry about. It's just, like I say, however many opportunities I do have, being in the best position and making the most of those. And that's really, it's really that simple.
I don't know if a 2-year-old makes
I
me
believe
more
he's
patient. Does baby tadpole make you more patient or less patient?
That's rough because I feel like I'm very impatient, but because I can't do anything about it, I'm forced to have patience.
Right. Like the crying.
Yeah.
Because look, Rebecca used to cry as a little kid sometimes. I wanted to call in a helicopter and life flight her to the hospital. Right? Something ain't right. And, you know, my wife, she'd be like, oh, that's just colic. You got to burp her. You got to wait. Well, you telling me this screaming at this loud at the top of her lungs is because she got a heart? She goes, yep. I'm like, so it yeah, you got to be patient because there's no communication, right? And that's the worst part. Like, you can't say what's wrong.
Odell also said, not afraid to play in the slot if asked with this team. He says he thinks he can flourish there.
I don't mind getting in there. I don't feel like I've actually had an opportunity to play in the slot much, and it's just such a different game in there. I've been very much X by yourself, clouded, decoy-ish over there, and I think that you got Jalen and Tyreek, who guys are going to focus on so much that there's room for opportunity. Like I said, when I really sat down and watched the film and I understood what Coach was talking about, I think I just, along with himself, I think I see something that other people aren't seeing at the moment, and just like always, time will tell.
I think Mike McDaniel sold him on it, to be honest with you.
Sounds like
he
it.
sounds like he's watching film, and Mike McDaniel probably sat him down and said, "Here's what I envision you doing. Can you do that?"
Well, that's the great thing about Mike is he does seem to do really a great job on selling guys and the roles that he envisions for them. Great.
The better deal is this: if you bring a guy in, right, and you tell him this is what we want to do with you, and that's what you do, that's how you garner that respect, right? There's too many times you hear players come in and they say, "This is what I was brought in to do," and they have me doing something totally different, right? That doesn't work out very well.
We will take a quick break, close things out with little goosies. No goosies. That's next. All right. Time to shake our tail feather. Play a little goosies. No goosies here to close out a Thursday show. We hand the reins over to Frog Boy, who was fantastic today, and that's a win, that's a loss, as was Spirit Leroy, as was Robbie the Degenerate. If you missed our official Dolphins season predictions, game by game, that is an hour 2 of today's podcast. We will throw that up for you individually as well up on our YouTube page, Miami 560 WQAM. You can go back and watch all of the show there. Marcos, what do we have today for Goosies, no Goosies?
Well, sir, I got something that's right up your alley, my friend. A little video here for you. Mike Tyson promo shoot for the Jake Paul fight. I want you to see if you can focus on anything other than the cartoonishly large boxing gloves that are on Mike Tyson's hands. Here is the video. Tell me if this promo gives you goosies or no goosies. Look at him.
I mean, he looks physically good, but those gloves are ridiculous.
It looks like he's not going to be able to lift his arms to punch.
Those gloves are like those gloves. It's hard to know whose gloves are those to save whose life, Jake Paul or Mike Tyson's.
I just don't understand. Are they like those?
It looks like they stuck balloons on his hand.
How far from
those training gloves?
Those are the gloves they have to use because the commission's not letting them fight. I think they have to fight in 16-ounce gloves, which are usually sparring gloves.
Okay,
is that not a pound? Am I wrong? Is that not a pound?
It is.
Yeah.
Wow. Metric system.
It is, but also like usually,
you know what? Many people look at that picture and think Tyson's looking mean, right? And looking rough. You know what I say? He looked tired. Like tired of lifting them heavy ass gloves.
He's struggling.
Like, if I gotta lift these gloves one more time, somebody go get it.
You know, let me just ask this: like, is anyone going to be mad?
Deep breaths.
Here's the thing, though. So, what you normally fight in like 10-ounce gloves if you're a heavyweight, right?
Yeah.
Is anyone going to be mad at the commission if, like, whoever the inspector is they're like, hey, we're gonna make it look good for the cameras, and then little swappy swap for both fighters. You know, we did our part because who's gonna know? Who's gonna know?
You'll know if they got them big ass gloves on.
Wow.
Maybe they go white gloves so they look bigger, Leroy.
Like if you got black gloves and they look that big, holy smokes!
I mean, no goosies. It would be goosies if it wasn't for those ridiculous gloves. So no goosies,
dude.
Leroy,
tough crowd.
I have no goosies. I don't think an old man.
No goosies.
An old man fighting with heavier gloves is going to help him. He gonna get hit in the face because he ain't gonna be able to get his gloves up.
J Fig, what about your goosies?
I'm sorry. They're just too comical to me. No goosies.
No way. You guys are focusing on the wrong thing. That's
What are we focusing
on the planet right there, guys.
Dude, and he looks good, but like they gave him oven mitts. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. All right. Well,
you asked us about the gloves, so
that's fair. That's fair.
Do you have the goosies?
I do have the goosies, man.
Goosies.
I feel like he's kind of taking it seriously now.
I do too.
Kinda?
I honestly think that it really he does seem like he's in good spirits and good wits at the pressers. He looks in good shape. It's just like if you're gonna do this, do it. Like, what do we do? You think you're saving anybody by making him fight with cartoon toys? Like, let him go fight. Let him be Mike Tyson. Ridiculous.
I don't want to see him hurt though.
Maybe
Then don't let him fight.
Obviously, they don't care that much.
Yeah,
like you do understand. It's fighting, and you can't protect anybody from fighting if you allow them to fight.
I will say, I saw the Jake Paul photo. He very clearly looks juiced to the gills.
Really?
I've heard that they're worried that he's too big, that he was like upwards of 230.
That's not big.
Would it be considered his last fight was at 190?
Oh, okay.
What else you got for Goosey's? No Goosey's, Marcos.
I got a little bit of heartbreak, unfortunately. I got some sound for you guys concerning new Miami Dolphins wide receiver. Now, he is a Dolphin now, so we could forgive him for this and move on. But here is OBJ saying how close he was to becoming a Miami Hurricane back in the day.
Very close. This was, Miami Hurricanes. We actually drove down here to the camp and came down here. They was like, that's the way you'll get your offer. Very, very close. But I was easily swayed by Jarvis, and wherever he wanted to go, I was pretty much going to go. I was sold. So, yeah.
I can do it full circle now then?
It's definitely full circle. And even Jarvis being a Dolphin, I remember, I think it was like my bye week or whatever it was, I would come pick him up from work. It was just funny. So it's definitely full circle moment.
I mean, it's a Goosey story. It's a Goosey story because they're friends.
Goosey!
But then also no Gooseys because I never got Odell Beckham on the Hurricanes. Like,
double dipping on your Goosey.
Who was going to throw it to him?
No Gooseys.
Man, what would that year have been? Would that have been Stephen Morris? Like, who would?
Thank you. Never mind.
Why
I ain't saying nothing about
it. Steve-O had some moments.
Hold on.
2011, 2013. That's when OBJ was at LSU. Let's see who was the Canes QB during that time.
Come on, dude.
2011.
Let's see. Just looking at the roster from 2011, we have Ja'Cory Harris, and Ja'Cory Harris probably would have been the one throwing. Stephen Morris had 26 completions that year. So as a freshman, if he got on the field, Ja'Cory Harris would be throwing him the ball in 2011. I'm not sure about 2012. I believe
So one of those years would have been Stemo though.
Yeah, it would have been, if not the 2012 was indeed Stephen Morris.
Stephen Morris.
And didn't who did he have throwing to him at LSU? Wasn't that
Well, it wasn't Burro.
No.
Jordan Jefferson was the quarterback in 2011, but I'm not sure if he got on the field in 2011. I'd say 2012, but I don't know what the hell Rob.
Think about this.
Oh, Zach Mettenberger.
They had a stretch. Didn't he go to he went to the Patriots. Think about this. They had a stretch where they had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham.
Yep.
And then they just had a stretch with Neighbors and who's the other guy?
Justin Jefferson.
No, they had no, but I'm talking about together.
Oh, this year. Yeah.
Neighbors and I can't think of the other guy's name. 2 first rounders again.
Yeah, they're good at receiver.
Man, they got lucky.
Well, just like remember down here, this was like tight end you and linebacker you for a minute, then running back you.
Oh, definitely tight end you. I saw a video of Jeremy shot the other day. Wow.
Remember that stretch of quarterbacks?
I remember, Leroy. It was good times.
Okay.
It was good times.
Okay.
So much.
No Gooseys for you, Tobin. What about you, Leroy?
I got no Gooseys. Like telling me where you almost went. Right?
Definitely.
Let's say you ever went up to a girl and said we almost dated. I almost dashed you out. Like, how does that go? Like,
They never believe me.
Right? Of course not.
J-Fig?
There's no Gooseys on almost maybes.
Right.
No.
No Gooseys.
And then when you take a picture with them, and after you tell them that, they crop your ass out.
Yeah, whatever you say, Jordan Davis.
Wow.
Frog Boy?
Yeah, no Gooseys. I guess you guys are right. You convinced me.
No Gooseys.
What else we got on Goosey's? No Goosey's. Odell Beckham Jr.
What does this guy have? Like a book of these? What's going on here? Donovan Mitchell.
Oh boy.
Reportedly tired of his immature Cavs teammates.
Really?
Reports are surfacing. Wow.
Goosey's well, just objectively Goosey's, let's mix it up and have some fun here, man.
I got no Goosey's. That's a hard thing to say when you ain't played the last 2 games.
What?
Just-
Well, I mean, he was hurt.
Just saying.
He was hurt, man.
I know. I'm not saying he wasn't hurt.
He was hurt.
But I'm just saying to turn around. You know what I mean? Just let it die down a little bit.
Wow.
Now, would I take him? Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then
He says no goosies, but he could be swinging.
Like he really means goosies.
Got some
Well,
confusing
I don't. That's too different questions.
Spirit Leroy?
Gotta go with what he says, right?
I guess. I mean, you
I
can be your own.
No
He
goosies.
didn't go with what he said the entire game because, like, you went against. His
What do you
reason.
mean? What do you mean?
Did you pick Cleveland? I forgot.
He picked Cleveland.
He
always
picked
picks
Cleveland.
Cleveland. He loves Jay Crawford. He wishes. He wishes I was professional like Jay Crawford.
Look at that.
No. Really? No, I don't. Dude, but that's what's frightening when you get around to fight people, right? Tobin goes, "How do you do? How's everything?"
Oh,
I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. What the hell? I want to hit him with silly sauce. I want to just start skipping around him with churros and all kind of stuff like that. See what it feels like.
Goosies for
no,
you?
No goosies for me because Donovan Mitchell, he's not the guy I want. To be
Who do you want? Who's on your whale list number one?
Kevin Durant.
Wow.
I want a big one.
Interesting.
I want a big one.
Interesting.
Ingram.
Nah, I don't want Ingram.
I
wants
mean,
old-
he's
he
only
wants- he
he's
wants old
only
Ingram.
he's wait.
Yeah, old Ingram. Yeah,
He's actually built the same as Kevin Durant.
true.
I got to get a cork board together. I want to put together my whale list.
Oh
Okay.
What?
A cork board.
Oh my goodness.
Can I get to the most important story real quick, guys?
Yeah. Get us one.
J-Lo and Ben Affleck.
Wow.
Reportedly heading for divorce.
Oh man.
What the
Not-
hell are we doing?
No
Not
goose.
shocking. That last movie probably sucked.
Leroy
I
has
haven't
been-
seen it.
Leroy has pinned J-Lo for her entire
You know what?
life.
Hey, within 6 months, she come out with a new album and have a new squeeze.
So, who's she gonna be with next? Bad Bunny?
Yeah, they're gonna come out with a Latin. Yep.
Oh man,
It's
no
me, Bad
goosies. I
Bunny.
mean, I'm not for heartbreak, but you know,
Heartbreak.
The
They don't
mother,
have heartbreak in Hollywood.
the mother got 43% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now let's see what This Is Me. This Is Me, 75%. Oh no.
Is J-Lo in This Is Me?
Yeah,
This
it's a fictional narrative inspired by Lopez's marriage to Affleck and the events over the
You know,
previous
I
10 years.
didn't really like that movie.
Yeah, I'll tell you
Not
what.
even considered a movie.
It is.
Did they get it in the divorce?
It's not.
Nope.
It's just like it's like the in between story of her songs within the album. It's like a long music video.
well,
It's not even a movie.
Ooh.
it's gonna be a tough week for Benny Boy.
Did you
After
watch it 5 times so you could get all the words in?
No.
Ricky actually finishes that, but can't finish the Taylor Swift album.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Hey,
I actually fell asleep watching the movie, so that can tell you something.
the songs weren't that good, and it took you a month.
not-
It's
the
taking
thing
you
is
3
that-
weeks to go through the Taylor Swift album. So what is
Okay,
that?
chill, because I saw that movie when it came out, and that was like months ago. Okay,
but interestingly, you
I've
couldn't
been
get through Tay Tay.
because I actually enjoy listening and dissecting.
Oh
the
yeah,
lyrics,
that's right.
okay?
You claim lyrics are more important than
Come on,
than
do you really
being catchy.
think that Taylor Swift lyrics and J-Lo lyrics are the same?
I mean,
No.
her lyrics are pretty great. Waiting for tonight.
Hey,
Oh, when you would be here in my arms, waiting for tonight. Oh,
I'll be fooled by the rocks that I got, dude.
Stop.
Oh,
I'm just fooled by the frogs that you got.
For the web.
Dude, here's what that. Hello, who that is? Joke. Come on in.
Talk to you guys tomorrow.
Hope you mother have a good day.